Hello. How are you all doing? Good morning, Wonderful D. Good morning, Pro. Hope your day's going well so far. Cleaning Agent is currently running a charity-a-thon for Kids Hospital. So if you haven't already, make sure you go check that out. Throw a couple bucks his way. He could use it. Charity's good. He's been up for like 9. What is it now? 9 in the morning. So he's been going for like 10 or 11 hours at this point. He started his stream earlier than he said he was going to, so. But he's still got a long way to go. And if you guys want to help him out, that'd be wonderful. And if not, you're bored of him, you want to hang out with me, that's fine too. You can't get bored of Cleaning Agent, though. Due to highly entertaining. He might be getting pretty tired at this point, but I'm sure he'll pick up again. Who knows? Maybe we'll even raid him and see if we can play a game with him later on. We'll see. We'll see where the morning takes us. We are way later getting started than I wanted to because I was entertaining myself watching him. That sounds dirty. I didn't mean it like that. So, how has Marvel Strike Force been treating you guys recently? You excited for Battle World? Could you not give a shit about Battle World? You didn't even know Battle World was coming out? I personally could care less. My alliances keep like, oh man, like what team should we start building for this? I'm like, please, dear God, do not build a team. Don't do that. That's the wrong call. Same old trash, different day. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Okay, so we got our 4-star. Oh, there's still 16 days left to go. Jesus. What's up, Dadpool? You're up early. No, that's not true. I'm streaming late. That's the other thing. There's still 16 days. I've already got my Captain Britain to 4 stars. I guess it's worth trying to get him to 5. The problem is, like, I don't really need any of the red. What is this? What did I do? What did I do? Oh, I don't have enough gold for it. Oh, I'm broke. Cool. I'm always up early. Fair enough. Battle World sounds ass so far, to be honest. Yeah, you're not wrong. Unfortunately, that's the really sad part. You know what? I forgot to check something. Give me 1 second and just make sure this is working. I'm pretty sure it's not. Bammo! Yeah, it's not. Cool. All right, 1 sec. No, let's try. Where's another one? Chatting. Chatting is the one I want. There we go. Sorry, forgot to turn that camera on and get it working before we start up. Sup, Commander Frost? How you doing, buddy? Great to see you. Is the new Fortnite up and running currently? Did we get there? Is it good? What is it? Are you done with Marvel? What's going on? Not Marvel Strike Force. I know you're done with that. I mean, the Marvel season of Fortnite. Are you happy to move it on, or are you kind of sad about it? I did hit 100 on the Battle Pass. I was kind of hoping to get the Black Emma Frost. That was kind of my goal. But once you do all of the quests and stuff, there's not really a solid way to be leveling up anymore. So I kind of ran out of stuff to do. Yes, it is up and running. So I've been working on this recently, and now I think the only character that I don't have at 7 stars that's been out longer than 6 months is this Shield Assault Agent. So few more daily buys of him, and every character in the game is going to be at 7 stars. I'm going to be so proud of myself for finally getting there. What an accomplishment. Praise me. Haven't checked from what I've been told. It's going back to earlier versions. Oh, okay, yeah, they've done one of those before. I do have him at 4 stars now. Do I spend the 17 to get him up higher? Probably. Seems like the best use of those. Did the game just freeze? Did I just end the game? Less cars, less movement in hand. Oh, like it's not just an older map. Like they're really taking it back. Interesting. Interesting. It's funny because like whatever you start playing the game as, you kind of think that's normal. So like the very first time that I played, helicopters were huge. So I just kind of assumed helicopters were a big thing in this game. And like we haven't seen a helicopter in years. Well, months. I don't know. I haven't seen one in a while. How's it going, Dingo? Good to see it. Less shields too. Okay. Did they force you to start building again? Because that sucks. Because the game originally only had build mode, and that was a lot of people's problem with it. Ooh, bigger Sasquatch? Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Not going to be sad about that. No build staying. Perfect. I don't know if that would have been a deal breaker for me. I'm not good at building, but I got okay at killing people who did build, as long as they weren't amazing at it. Amazing builders are like on a whole nother level of the game. Like, you see some people on Twitch playing, you're like, I don't even understand what just happened. Like, you turned around and you had a castle on you. It's like, all right, you do you. But if they just have like a little bit of a building, it's hilarious to throw some fireflies at them, which set the whole building on fire, and then watch them panic as you just like shoot them from afar. One of my favorite things to do in the game back in the day. If they forced you to build, that would have been it for you. You would have stopped playing. You would have quit another video game since I met you. I see how it is. I didn't realize that FOST stood for quitter. Fair enough. Just wait a couple of months and wait for the next season. They have a rocket launcher now. They had one of those back in the day, and I remember watching a video of a guy shooting the rocket. Maybe they were on a team. He either shot the rocket and jumped on the rocket himself, or shot the rocket and his friend jumped on the rocket and like all the way across the map and was sniping people successfully on a rocket flying across the map. It was the stupidest shit I've ever seen. And it was like, that's kind of amazing. I kind of like that, but also like, this is fucking dumb. So how's it going, Emma Frost? Nice and slow with pumpkin launcher. The pumpkin launcher at any distance is useless. Holy cow. I was trying to hit somebody with that thing and it's so slow. You're gonna play Goose Goose Duck tonight. Nice. I've still never played Goose Goose Duck. I played Among Us, and I know that they're like very similar, but is Cleaning Agent playing some of that with you? You rode one, Miz shot the missile. Morning, Omega. How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Need to compete with Flint. Is Flint good at Goose Goose Duck? When I think of Goose Goose Duck, I think of Taco Shooter, which I have not seen streaming in a while. But Run7 was saying that he's probably going to start streaming again with this new Dragon Age game, which would be kind of great to see. Oh, I see. He wants to. Gotcha. So you're running opposite. Fuck that guy. I get it. Jay Hit just unlocked Captain Britain. Congratulations. Great job. Even at 3 stars, I am finding uses for him. He is just that stupid. I don't know why I'm doing these ones. I don't need these. It's just habit, I guess, at this point. But I don't need any of these shards. I should really go for like the little mushroom cap things. I have no idea what they're called. I don't pay attention to actual names. I just make up my own names for shit, as I think like all streamers do. Run could do a baking soda stream and it'd be entertaining. You're not wrong. All right. Where is my Captain Britain? Did I think he's as high as he's gonna get at the moment. Where is he? Mr. Britain! I think he's low 400. There we go. Let's just bring you up to the top for no reason. I don't know why. There's nothing to build on you. I just like seeing him. Makes me happy. All right. Flint's mom's boyfriend. This isn't a Cleaning Agent stream. Absolutely not. We're not nearly that entertaining. We are prettier, though. Is he still on break? Is he still eating a bowl of cereal or whatever he's doing? Did he ever take my maple syrup shot? That son of a bitch. Just took my money and ran. Also, what's that nonsense about? It's every $100, but not that $100. What a wank. I'm kidding. Absolutely go watch Cleaning Agent. He's doing a charity stream right now. Go give him some love and attention. At very least a follow. He's doing it just for your entertainment and for the good of children. Go watch Cleaning Agent trying to bring happiness to children.
Everyone liked Bubba Hotep.
Yes, we do love Bubba Hotep. I love that you have like your own personal intro because I don't think I've heard anybody else use it ever. Are we coring for this event? There's so little that they give out. F it. What else am I going to use my course for? Unlocking characters? Fuck that. Anytime, Hotep. That said, I can't remember if it was you or somebody else. I don't remember who did it, but the like 3-minute long video of him making his gun, I had to get rid of that. It was way too disruptive to chat. It just went on for fucking ever. It's going well. It's going well, Hotep. It stuck around for like a month, but like every time it runs, you just feel like, okay, you can end now. Like maybe I'll go back and trim it back a little bit, like just edit it down so it's like 8 seconds or 10 seconds or something, but it just went on for a very, very long time. Now, Sam Raimi is one of the best directors out there. His sense of style is absolutely incredible, hilarious. I love his comedy, and he puts other directors like Kevin Smith to absolute shame. The guy is an absolute hack. Sam Raimi is the man. If you want to have a good time, make sure you watch a Sam Raimi movie. True story. Absolutely make sure you watch Sam Raimi for a good time. I can't think of a single movie to put with that, but, you know, I'm sure they exist. I'm sure they exist. They've got to be, right? He keeps getting work. There must be good Sam Raimi movies. Oh, yeah. Look at all these fantastic rewards. Spider-Man 3. Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic example. Fantastic, for sure. If you're ever looking for a good time, definitely watch Spider-Man 3. It's universally loved. This is coming, like, what, Monday? Like, this is coming really soon. Shocked it doesn't say when, but I'm almost positive it said Monday, right? Probably should go read the blog. Oh, wow. Good time to join now that we're, 100%. Oh, we're not. We're almost there. Is there anything I can do? I can do something. Woo! Helping. Load in, team. We got this one. Sim it. Watch this be the one time it doesn't work when I sim it. Evil Dead 6 is coming out next year, and I'm probably going to have to watch it because I hate myself and I started a channel. You sent something in chat, in Discord, Hotep. I'm pretty sure it was you. Almost positive. Where is it? Movies. Boop. Yeah, you. I told the studio I wanted to make a nasty film, a film that hurts, from which you come away tested. I'm going to pull all the horror I have inside. It will be cathartic. 1, get over yourself. 2, no thank you. I don't know, maybe it's just not in me like that. None of what he just said made me go, yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited to be tested by a movie and how much gore they can put in it. I got some G Fuel from Regiments. First one I pull out says titty milk on the package. Not sure if I want this. You know you do. What's the point of titty milk if you don't get it right from the source, though? Like, let's be honest. My kids are home. I should not be saying that so loud. Sorry, Amy. I love you. Sometimes they're asleep when I stream. Sometimes they're in the next room. It's a crap shot. You never really know what you're going to get. Sometimes I'm funny. Sometimes I'm giving my kids an education. Sometimes both. Advance the Alliance. We can't really do any raids at the moment. How long is that? That raid's got to have been just started, right? How long time? Yeah, 2 more hours. Okay. Weird start time, but so be it. Go forth. To be fair, I'm a psycho. That is, you are watching me most of the time I'm streaming, so it doesn't say good things about your mental health. My 6-year-old is watching Anna and the Apocalypse right now. It's his favorite holiday movie. Is that the one that you keep trying to get me to watch because it's a Christmas movie, or is it a Halloween one? Yes doesn't answer the yes or no question. Christmas, there we go. Thank you. Yes does answer a yes or no question. That's not how that works. Yes doesn't answer the second part of the question. All right, we need to play as Ghost Riders. I did notice this was a tag in the game. It must be a temporary one just for this event. Spirit of Vengeance. Unless we're getting another Ghost Rider or two, or do these guys... I guess these guys do kind of work together. Whatever, they're all enough stars. And these two, because why not? Run it. Okay, Anna versus the Apocalypse. Anna and the Apocalypse. Fine. I think I've looked it up before, but let's really quickly go. Thank you, somebody, for doing something. Appreciate the red lights. I need to change it so I know what that means. But hey, you did a thing, and I appreciate you. Anna and the Apocalypse. Anna and the... It's available on Prime. We've got Prime. We can check that out sometime. I think we're kind of going back and forth on what we're going to do with the Alien franchise. It's more movies than I thought it was. And I want to do some Christmas stuff around, Christmas. We'll probably do an episode of an R rating like we did for Halloween, where you just talk about some of our favorite Christmas movies. But I kind of did that last year with my brother. So, if you've been around for long enough, then, you might know most of my list and my thoughts on certain franchises. But I can definitely check that one out before that episode so I can, shut you up. I mean, discuss it. Dadpool, you're not going to find an argument here with me. You said that a couple of times now. I think you're trying to pick a fight, but I've been saying that for years. I had a whole top 5 with my brother last year on it, which you can check out on the movie show, #movies, not #, movies. Go give that channel some love because we are so freaking close to having 100 subscribers, which is super low, but I still want to hit that milestone. My brother and I did a top 5 Christmas movies last year, and Die Hard, I think, was my number 3. It was on the list. I don't know. Go check it out. Go watch it and then come back and tell me where my movies are. But I have had that debate for quite some time. Honestly, I love It's a Wonderful Life. I think Die Hard is more of a Christmas movie than It's a Wonderful Life is. You might have seen it. Are you being coy, or are you actually I don't remember? I still say Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. I'd have to see Lethal Weapon again. I don't think it's as much of a Christmas movie as Die Hard is, but I do know that it takes place at the same time of year. I do also think it takes more than just taking place at the same time of year to make it a Christmas movie. Where Die Hard, Christmas is central to the plot. In Lethal Weapon, I think it's just there's a Christmas tree in the background every now and then. Kind of, sort of getting there. I have a memory of a goldfish. Same. Somebody has told me about that. I don't remember who it was. I'm obviously kidding. I know it was you. Zombie Hunter Orbs? I don't think there's anything really good in this, is there? Trash. Okay, I'll take those guys. Yeah, I'll definitely take those ones. Okay. Red items. Worst case scenario. Wiley Stevens, Violent Night changed my stance on Die Hard being a Christmas movie. Say more words. I'd love to hear why you think it. Why did it change your opinion? I've never seen Violent Nights. Does it talk about it? Also, I didn't really put it. I should put it in the title or something. But chat's open on my Discord if anybody wants to join in and say hello. Also, Wiley, what's the rest of your weekend look like as far as potentially playing some Crisis Protocol? I realize I'm a little bit putting you on the spot, but hey, your name is your name, so I can't, like, I'm not outing you. You did that to yourself. I'm doing American history homework. I'll jump in one day. Totally fair. We need to do a stream together where it's not chaotic and nonsense. Helldivers is fun. Okay, actually, two things. One, we should play Helldivers sometime not on stream so I can actually get a handle for that game because it's way too chaotic for me to play and talk to people. Two, we should do a stream together sometime playing a game where I can actually focus on the conversation because, that's fun. And at some point, you should, hold my hand and walk me through the fucking nightmare that is streaming vertically. I think I'm trying the ADAM streaming thing, which is working out fairly well, and I like aspects of it. Like the chat looks better using ADAM, which I really like. That is a big part of it for sure. Like the chat on Restream was trash, but Restream was better at allowing me to stream to, allowing me to vertically stream. What's up, Walking Hate? How you doing? Good to see you. I don't think there's anything else. We can do War, and we can do Odin. I guess there's technically more blitzing to do. I know you guys love that. Might as well just hit our thing. Have you started streaming vertically, Walking Hate, or are you just making the joke? Because I know Dadpool's been on about it for a while, and I know that it is technically good for me. He keeps trying to get me to download TikTok and nonsense. Apparently I said Wiley's name and I scared him off. I want to do TikTok for vertical. I brought some people over to YouTube from TikTok. TikTok is a massive platform. I'm kind of not doing myself any favors for not doing it. It's just one of those things where I don't have a good reason, to be honest. Because I really should get a TikTok account. I really should figure out how to stream to Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff. I can't stream to Facebook until I get enough likes, and that's frustrating because nobody likes my Facebook because it's a dead platform. But there's that. But at some point, yeah, I definitely should try TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, just everything. I'm not doing TikToks. I don't know what that means, to be honest. Like YouTube Shorts or TikTok, the vertical streams. You know what I mean? Like watching videos on your phone this way as opposed to this way. It's really just words, Walking Hate. Come on, man. You got this. I've seen you. You're smarter than that. It's the difference between when you're vertical and when you're horizontal, except on your phone. About to break 1,300 subs soon, and I'm under a year still for YouTube. Jeez, Dadpool, great job. I think that means you got me beat. I think I'm at 1,250 or something. Butner aren't doing long-form content in vertical. Yeah, you can. You can stream to a lot of vertical platforms. You can't have, they won't live there, unfortunately, so you either catch them live or they don't exist, I think. When you're scrolling through YouTube late at night, like YouTube Shorts, you will eventually see somebody who has that little live tag, and you can watch them for, as long as they're streaming. I sent you the analytics in that one channel, 243 views in an hour. You can, but why would you? Because it generates views. It gets people to watch. Oh, why would you watch somebody live on that channel? That's fair. I don't know. I don't generally watch people very long when they're streaming vertically. But theoretically you can, because the new generation doesn't have the attention span to actually, go find people on YouTube. Anyways, point is, you can draw people from TikTok, from YouTube Shorts to your actual YouTube channel and grow your channel that way, as Dadpool is showing us with his 1,300 subs so far in less than a year. I've got 1,200. I've been doing it for 2 years. Granted, he plays a popular video game and I play bullshit. So, there's that. I would do YouTube Shorts. You put your socials there and hope they go over. It's a numbers game. The more people you get your face in front of, the more likely you are to find people who don't find you offensive. For some people, it's tougher. You have to get yourself in front of a lot of people. Interesting. I don't see them on defense very much. We should be able to crush this team with a pretty easy sim. There we go. Simmable. The shorts are handy. You'll create a backlog, and if you want to put that short form somewhere else, you can. So I've got a couple of ideas for shorts, but unfortunately they have nothing to do with the rest of my channel, so they're going to be kind of random. My wife has a coworker who's been bugging me to take photos of my Marvel Crisis Protocol collection, my like miniatures game. And it sounds like he's going to be coming over sometime in the near future. And if he can get some good photos of some of my better painted models, and like I'm not a great painter by any stretch, but like there's ways to turn that into content, right? That I could put on like a YouTube short channel. I have been obsessed on Instagram. I don't get YouTube at work, but I have Instagram at work. And apparently the last time I was on Instagram, all I watched was like YouTube tutorials on painting Warhammer models and stuff like that. And so like, even though I'm not painting Warhammer models at the moment, it's still just so impressive to watch what some people can do and like the videos they can put together of them just like making a model go from gray to looking like it's glowing literally. And it's like, that's awesome. So something like that would be kind of cool. Last weekend I didn't stream because I was at a tournament. Let's see if I can show this. I don't know if it'll show off very well. So there's the Magneto helmet there. And then right beside that is a giant Deadpool statue that I won. Not because I did well, just like a random draw. What's up, Hefe? Good to see you. I know you're streaming too, so I appreciate it. Appreciate the lurk while streaming. There's a Deadpool statue there. And I was thinking, like, I built it and put it together, and then after I did that, it's just magnetized. It comes together apart really easily. I was like, shit, I've seen people do videos of unboxing things like this, and they're fun to watch. Like, it's just one of those, like, 45-second thing of people putting the models together. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I probably should have done that. So if he comes over tomorrow and takes pictures of, like, my little miniatures, I might see if he can, like, take some still shots of that make it look really good. Try and throw that into a edited video of some kinds. But that has nothing to do with my channel. It would just be like, here's some good short content. I don't know. It's all Marvel related, so it's not like it's like completely left field, like that video of my cat. Roland, how are you doing, buddy? I'm sorry I missed your stream last night. I didn't see you on when I came over, and then Cleaning Agent was there, and I had to help him out for charity. How is Destiny? What is it? Destiny Rising? I'm doing my war right now, you son of a bitch. Calm yourself. God damn it. We're gonna get Angry Dan up here in a second. Damn it, I was talking to Roland. Roland, how is Destiny Rising? Also, I haven't even looked into Destiny Rising. Destiny Rising. Oop. Epic sci-fi RPG shooter. Well, it just sounds like Destiny. First mobile game. Oh, no. Shit. You lost me already. I was kind of hoping this would be like Destiny 3-ish. Pre-alpha in-game capture does not represent the final quality. I played Destiny 1 quite a bit. I played a ton of Destiny 2. The first, like, I don't know, 4 expansions or something. And then it was just like, every game eventually hits that Marvel Strike Force thing where you're just like going through the motions. But you're like, oh yeah, I haven't found this fun in like 8 months. Why am I still doing this? Because you just get like so lost in the weeds of like, oh, I have to do my dailies. I have to do my this. I have to do my that. Is there a trailer? Oh, there is a trailer. Do we have, can I make this work? Oh, look at that. Let's watch this trailer. Let's turn off the music somehow. I should have that be easier. Spotify, shut up. There we go. Destiny Rising is developed and published by NetEase Games, aka not Bungie. Got the Traveler. Looks like a fancy Destiny. Is this a prequel or a sequel? Okay. So it's still a shooter, so it looks... If this is a mobile game, this looks incredible for a mobile game. Looks exactly like Destiny 2, though. Deathpool, love it. Did they add a fourth class to Destiny? I thought I heard somewhere they did. Is there PvP?
It is time to embrace.
Like, it's gorgeous. Closed alpha started yesterday. I still want in. PlayDestinyRising.com. I'm kind of torn on that because it looks amazing and also exactly like the game that I played for years. Like, exactly like the game that I played for years. Wrong one. That one. I get lost in the weeds all the time. Yeah. I bet you do. Sharky!
Take my money.
Thank you so much. Subscribe for 2 months. You're the best. Hey, Sharky. I reached out to Anthony, Lone, BK Lone in Discord. He hasn't responded. I'll reach out to you. I think I've got you on Discord. Do I have you on Discord? Thank you very much for the subscription. I just wanted to check something, and I don't know if it's... probably just not. Probably just check it here. Are you Sharky on Discord? I guess that's question number one. I see a Sharky. Is that David Schwimmer? Do you look like David Schwimmer, or is that actually David Schwimmer in your thing there? That's hilarious. Hello? If you get a random message from a stranger, that's just me. Yes, I am. Yep, David Schwimmer. I guess I kind of look like him. Is that actually a picture of you or a picture of him? Because that's hilarious. No worries, bud. The alpha is probably the smooth mobile game I've ever played. Nice. Is it just mobile, though? Can you play it with a... Like, I know you can play mobile games with a controller, but, like, can you play it on a bigger screen easily? Like, is there... Like, without doing the BlueStacks nonsense, can I play it on my PC? There are some things people are doing content on that blows my mind. People making a living smoking bud now. Oh, for sure. People make money. Like, people have been doing that for years. Cheech and Chong, my friend. Mr. Dog, if you're familiar. Oh, wrong thing. Okay, I want you to go away. Better. No? Okay, cool. Cool. Alternative universe prequel set in the Dark Age. That does not look like the Dark Age, but okay. It is. Watch the trailer or some of my VOD. I stopped playing Destiny 2 when I got steamrolled by Frostbolt and Trials. I don't think there was ever like a catalyst for me. I don't think there was like oh, the game sucks now. It just lost my interest over time. Actually, you know what? That's fair. I lost my strike team too. Like I had two people who I played with regularly, and then they kind of were like, well, when the new expansion comes out, I'm going to stop playing. And then like when you're used to playing with people, playing by yourself, it sucks. It is. That's what I was playing yesterday. Pete my VOD after this, like midway into it. I'm using a 4-year-old phone, 4-year-old laptop, didn't even heat up my phone. That's pretty impressive. PvP, yes. Raids, yes. Did my first 3-man strike. Nice. Oh, shit. Here we go. Is that Dan? It's gotta be Dan, right? Just now. Dan, thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Choo-choo, motherfucker. Get this train going. Oh. It's a little early, but we're good. Thank you very much, my guy. Haven't seen you around in a while. Hope you've been well. Chatting. Cheers, my friends. Oh, yeah. Smooth. That is way too far out. Come here. I'm not sad. I'm having a great time. God damn it. Nobody's going to believe me. They're all going to think I'm terrible. Lost Louise. I stopped playing Destiny. PvP, yes. Go like 90 minutes in. Now jump into VOD and compare. I will. Give me 10 seconds to see what chat's saying. God damn it, Roller. Just trying to promote yourself on my stream. I see how it is. It's the actual swimmer. Okay. I can't type fast enough for all the questions, but I've got time for Discord chat. My Discord's open. Jump into my Discord chat right now. Come say hi. Raid report me in D2. I'm Raid Mom. Oh, Balkanator, thank you very much.
Become best friends. Yep.
Back Baconator. Greatly appreciated. Let's do a Boom Boozle. Oh, that smells like feet. But it actually tastes okay. Weird. That smelled really bad. I was preparing myself for that. Morning, Marin. It took me back about 10 years when I submitted a picture of swimmer for my work ID, and the employee didn't even notice that I made my work ID with a picture of him. That's hilarious. I love Sad Dan. Why? Why do people only enjoy me when I'm miserable? I don't understand. Appreciate it. Don't understand. Roland, are you in my chat yet? What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, good morning, buddy. How's the Mongooli show going?
Mongooli show's going very well.
Let me know about my audio balance. I haven't done this through my phone on a stream yet, so if I'm too loud, simply tell me, and I can turn myself down.
No worries whatsoever. I need you to talk just a little bit more because I'm getting a bit of an echo, but I think it's just on my end because I'm hearing you on Discord and on stream. Just give me a second. Say words.
Okay, so to answer all of your questions about Destiny Rising, it's super fun. It's a great alpha. It's probably the best mobile shooter I've ever played. If you're a Destiny lore nerd, you're going to get like multiple chubbies in the first 15 minutes. It's fantastic for an alpha that I've gotten to play. I played it so much last night. I used my PS5 controller, and it's an easy sync up for that in Xbox if you've never done it before. It's like a 30-second Google search, hold 2 buttons, and click on your Bluetooth, and you're good.
Yep.
And I was running that through my Samsung Note 20 that's like almost 4 years old using my Wi-Fi through my computer, through my Mackie mainstream, using an app called Samsung Dex, and streaming it at prioritized quality over my quality of upload. Never lost 6K upload for Twitch, and had a blast.
That's awesome.
It's really, really cool. And if I come across an alpha code, I will absolutely shoot you one because I need a fire team.
That would be incredible. I'll be your wingman anytime.
I want you to, if you go online real quick, it's 30-second browser search. My buddy and I are Raid Mom and Dad. It's kind of our joke. He's the get stuff done, and I'm not going to be nice about it. And I'm the, okay, kids, this is what he's trying to say. Let's do it. But that's how I got my Twitch affiliate during COVID was I would just, I would go on.
You look way LFG, more Asian here than I thought you would.
I'm what?
Can you see my screen?
No, I had to turn off the stream.
Oh, okay. I typed in Raid Mom and Dad, and it took me to a TikTok, and this is very Asian.
So if you Google Destiny raid report, and then you type in Row of Gilead. Those are like my stats for all the different 6-man contents and people I drag people through. That was how I made my Twitch affiliate during COVID, is I would just go on there and I'd be like, hey, who wants to get through a raid? Sweet. Drop me a follow and turn on your PC. Let's go.
Interesting. Row of Gilead does not exist. Do I have to do the underline thing between each one?
My silly, goofy numbers. Hang on 1 second. Because I think you're going to have to put in like Row of Gilead, pound, and then 4 digits because of the crossplay stuff. So
I got something this time. Row of Gilead 1984.
That might be it.
Curious now if I can bring myself up. Destiny raid report.
Yeah, it goes all the way back to well, it's the beginning of D2. So as long as you played D2.
Oh, I did. I did. Now, question is, what's my name going to be? Mongooli 3 years ago or 6 years ago? Let's go with the 3 years ago one.
Let me see if I can put myself in here and tell you. Because I just set up my laptop at work, and it usually remembers. Okay.
Apparently, I did none of the raids, which I know is not true.
Well, you might have to link your account too. But yeah, if you type in, you should just be able to type in Row of Gilead. Yeah, and it'll be like the banner behind my name will be like Oryx getting murdered.
Sure. It's been a minute. Looks like wings or a cloak.
Yeah, and it's got a whole bunch of like rectangles under it. Trying to pull the stream back up now, see if I don't crash and burn on the quality here of my voice chat with you.
Speedrun rank 1, full clears rank platinum 2.
Just the top row is not super impressive, but the further down you go, the wilder it gets. All my Sherpas and stuff. Sherpas is when you carry people through a raid for their first time.
Oh, I understood. All right, so we're watching Row Gilead playing some. Let's make this full screen for y'all. Playing some Destiny Rising last night on his. So you were playing on a controller on your laptop?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not on my laptop. So that's the weird thing about my setup, because my computer is not good enough to emulate or run anything like that, because it's a 4-year-old HP Pavilion laptop.
Okay. So you're playing off of your cell phone, but mirroring it to your laptop?
Basically, yeah. If you have an Android Samsung device, they have a free app called Samsung Dex, and if you plug it in, it lets you get your mobile desktop on your regular desktop.
Okay.
So for someone like me who doesn't have a lot of technology at the moment, as far as like quality of stuff like that, but I have sweet internet, it helps take the processing power off the laptop so I can still stream. But it's both devices are using Wi-Fi. It's set to like. So what I'm looking for here, it's set to like prioritize video quality. So like sometimes it chops a little bit, but most of the time it's pretty dang good. And then I loved it.
Is there a PC client for it though, or is it just like you have to figure a way to emulate it or stream it?
You have to do it off your phone for now because it's still in alpha, but it's a NetEase game, and to the best of my knowledge, like Genshin Impact and all those other ones have a PC client, so I couldn't see it not getting a PC client. But it ran super smooth on my old equipment. So if you have like anything modern that you can plug in and mirror your screen on, it's super easy.
That's cool. I mean, it looks shockingly good for what you're saying you're running it on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't ever hype up game companies anymore. I can't do it. I don't have it in me. I've been burned too many times. But this, as far as like an alpha mobile game experience, was incredible. And I only got to play like 6 hours yesterday.
How'd you get in on the alpha?
So I was watching. I follow a bunch of Destiny 2 streamers for lore content and stuff, because even though I haven't played it in a while, I still love the lore, and I still have a lot of friends in that community. And I saw that they were doing a a reveal trailer for a bunch of new products. And I was like, sweet. So I sat down at work and watched it real quick, and they had a link on their website, and you can still register now. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, for their next closed alpha or beta. If you go to their website.
Okay.
I don't know. This one's going to December, so I don't know if they're going to open up more spots as like they try to stress test
way
and
better.
add new stuff. But yeah, we're gonna be playing this a lot. I'm very excited for the 6th. 22 hours is gonna be real. Well, for my anniversary stream.
Oh, right. Well, hype yourself up. Don't just drop the 6th. Give the guys something to look forward to. What's going on the 6th? Give us the full story.
On the 6th, I've got my 2-year anniversary coming up in Marvel Strike Force, which is like the first game I actually tried to grow an audience with. And you guys have been fantastic for all of you who visited my channel. And what I'm doing.
Give them the channel
6th,
name. Some people don't know who you are.
Oh, that's right. I'm Row of Gilead, guys. I'm Row of Gilead everywhere. Everywhere. You put in Row of Gilead in pretty much anything, you'll find me.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm a brand. But I want to give back to the Marvel Strike Force community. So on Wednesday the 6th, I have some friends at Mackie Audio. He's also a YouTuber with the channel Creator Owned. If you've ever wanted to learn about like publishing comics, writing stories, getting your ideas in front of game developers and Hollywood writers and things like that, go subscribe on YouTube to Creator Owned. He's a fantastic dude. We've been best friends since 8th grade. Love the guy to death. And he sent me a Mackie mainstream board, which is what I use to increase my stream quality while being the biggest technological idiot when it comes to audio and editing and stuff. It's like a $220 basic board. It can be used for travel. It can be used like as a beginner tool. The way I'm using it comes with a digital sound mixer. And I want to give one of those away to a content creator on the 6th. I've also got some shirts, both from my day job and from Mackie. I'm going to have a bunch of gift cards for the Google and Apple Play Store for some trivia games we're playing. And I want to try to go 22 hours for my 2-year anniversary for both Twitch and MSF. So nice. I've got some fundraising goals. Want to upgrade my tech and help everyone have a good time while we're at it. Try to give back to everyone who follows and subscribes and help me get to the point where I'm at.
Very cool. And what are you going to be doing over those 22 hours? What can we look forward to on the Row of Gilead stream?
So it's an MSF stream, so we got to start with MSF. We're going right in at the start of the stream. Finals of Cosmic Crucible for next week. Solid possibility I get my 7-4 Mephisto. Nice. We're gonna go, do all the MSF stuff first. We're gonna jump in, create a new free-to-play account, and check out what that experience is like. Make some content while we're there. And then we're just going to go run the mobile game Gambit. I've been playing a whole bunch of stuff, just messing around. We're going to be doing like Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. We're going to be doing, I'll be playing the Destiny Rising Alpha some more. We're going to have Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes on there. We're going to be doing, what else do I have? We're going to be doing some Monopoly Go. I'm joining you on that Monopoly hype train for a sponsored event, which I don't know if any of you guys know how Stream Elements works out there in the chat world, but like, we are getting boned on MSF versus Scopely's other game, Monopoly Go. I know did you do their last one, Mongooli, where it was like the...
I have not done a Monopoly. I have not done a Monopoly one yet.
Let me explain to you guys something, and I didn't have to sign anything to see these numbers, so I don't feel bad about sharing this with your community. Scopely makes both of those games, right? They make Marvel Strike Force and they make Monopoly Go.
Okay. I didn't know that, but okay.
Now you know. Well, now there's 2 sponsorships out there if you're a streamer on Stream Elements, one for MSF and one for Monopoly Go. They each run 17 days. Marvel Strike Force can make you $5,700. Monopoly Go can make you $2,900 if you check all the boxes. The Monopoly Go is the most generous sponsorship I've ever seen. And the Marvel Strike Force one could not be a worse value as a Marvel Strike Force streamer that I could not imagine. Literally, the Monopoly Go one, for everybody who joins through your link and buys one $20 purchase in the game, you get $20 at the payout and 5 gift subs up to a maximum of 50, which for those of you who don't know, each sub that you give us, it's like a $5 to your streamer. And then the other $2 is going to go to Twitch. So for $20, you can give me $20 directly or Mongooli. And we also get at the end of the payout all these gift subs that we can award our community. And that also gives us money. Where if you hop to the Marvel Strike Force one, they want 2 people. For every 2 people that spend $20, you get 5. And it's just the wildest. It's the same company running it through the same promotional network. And it is the most mind-boggling thing I have ever seen in my life.
Well, you've got Marvel Strike Force, which has been out for 6 years and is arguably dying, although they won't say that, versus Monopoly, which has only been out for like a year and a half, and is still growing pretty strong. And it's Marvel definitely has name recognition, but Monopoly, I mean, is known for being a game, right? I'm looking at, I can't see the Monopoly one, but I'm looking at the Marvel Strike Force one currently.
It might have filled up. I was looking at it at like 11:30 last night, and I was like, you know what? I did the math, and I was like, screw it, I'm doing this one.
Yeah.
But my thought on that matter was, if you want people to play Marvel Strike Force, should you probably not put a better deal for a streamer right next to it? You know what I'm saying? Like Monopoly, you can play for free. Mrs. Gilly's been playing Monopoly forever, so this was an easy one for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I've already made myself $30 just for me because I played it using my link. Meanwhile, if I was to do anything with Marvel Strike Force as a streamer, I'm not going to make any dollars because their value for what they want people to do to get you to earn money and be excited is terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now, and like in 2 weeks, you have to hit level 70 to get the max goal. And it's like, in 2 weeks? Not without spending money, guys.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, too, is the new one, at least the new one I saw last night on my Stream Elements. I don't know if that's the exact same one. Yours actually looks like it's a higher value than the one I had. So the one I had was like 5,700, but they were the only way to really earn was to get new accounts to spend. And it was like, and again, like Monopoly has that, right? Like the Monopoly deal I'm telling you about. But with this, it's like you have to spend on the $20 cores after hitting level 30 as a new player. And for every 2 people that do that, I make $5.
Wow.
And it's just one of those things where it's like, you and I have talked before about not wanting to take sponsorships and stuff like that because, you know, if it seems scummy, it's probably scummy. And that's not the type of, you know, people and streamers we want to be. And I looked at that and I looked at Monopoly and I'm like, well, it's the same company, but Monopoly's is sweet. Everyone can have fun doing this. And if you do spend that $20 thing, at least I get basically $45 between that and the gift subs at the end of the campaign. Like, it's a really good deal.
Yeah.
And then they have this crafting game, which we all play and love. Still love this game, no matter all the negatives that come with it. And it's one of those deals where it's like, you want people to spend this much money, but you're not even going to reward your streamers, your people that are out there, you know, barking for you with the same value as the people that play Monopoly.
Yeah.
And that just blows my mind. Because Marvel Strike Force, y'all are an awesome community of people. Like I've met with such generosity from all of you that like I would have never ever guessed. And you know, I'm one of those people that like I do this for fun, and if I make some money, awesome. And
we're small but mighty.
I'm small but mighty, right? Exactly. We're small but mighty. And yeah. So it's been a great experience, and it's just really sad to see like Scopely. You know, we have this established community of good spenders and cool people that want to work together, and they don't reward us for it. Meanwhile, their best-selling microtransaction game, which I feel like comparing the two, Monopoly is way smaller purchases for value, and they reward new people streaming that more. And it's like, come on, man.
I don't have access. I don't have access to Mongooli ones. It's Monopoly one. I keep saying it wrong, so I can't compare the two. But looking at the Marvel Strike Force one, like realistically, in 2 weeks, I'd say level 40 is probably possible, but tough. But like, there's no way you're getting to 50, 60, or 70 without spending money, are you? I mean, I'm almost curious to try doing it, see if I can do it in 2 weeks.
We're going to find out on the 6th if you want to hop in, right? You start a new account with me because I'll be doing it that morning for a comparable reason. I wanted to see how long it was going to take me to do in, you know, one day what it took me 2 years to get to right now.
Yeah. Clear all daily objectives for 5 days in a row seems relatively easy. And for $30, that's not bad. For $30 for everybody who does that is not terrible. Now the only question is you don't unlock all of the daily quests on day one. Like there's some of them that you can't do until you unlock that objective. So at what point does it count? Oh, you did all of them. Because like all the daily objectives on day one would be easy because there's only like 5 things you can do. Does that count? Or do you have to wait till you get to like level 30, you unlock Blitz, you unlock this, you unlock that, and then you can go for it?
I think your second statement is the truth, but and I don't know. Again, I'm watching you now, but I'm a little behind you on the stream there. If you look at the level 30 thing, I think that's when you unlock the vast majority of the daily objectives. You should be able to do your raids by that point, your Ultimus 1 raids.
Yeah.
You get your Blitz, you get all that stuff, but it's just one of those deals where you're like, man, I could just sit here and roll dice and get to every like 5 new boards you unlock. It's like a same scale. It's like 2, 5, 7. I was so shocked by the spending thing for Monopoly.
So
like
I wonder if it'll show it to me. I did a sponsorship for Marvel Strike Force. It was actually the very first one that I did back February of this year. And obviously, because my entire community plays Marvel Strike Force, they weren't really able to help me out whatsoever. But I've had a lot of success because so many friends and family were like, what is this game you've been nonstop talking about and playing for like a year and a half? Like, you see you have a YouTube channel. I see that it's doing okay. What is it? And be like, here, follow this link, play along. You're actually helping me out significantly by doing this. But you can see like the milestones were way less. Like Retail 5, 12, and 20 was it. But we still made $830. Like that's not bad, and that's Americans. That's actually like over $1,000 by the time you compare it. So,
well, it's actually our dollars are way closer now because our economy sucks a lot harder. But
I mean, are they? I thought it was still pretty bad.
It's only like 50, 60 cents on the dollar last time I looked.
Ooh, $1.40. Like, that is much interesting.
Yeah,
it was like $1.74 at one point.
Yeah, and I did that same giveaway last year. I did it that same like 10, 15, 20 level thing, and I sent that link to everybody. But the problem is all my family and friends are too old.
Yeah, my parents tried it real hard, and they're just like, I don't know what's happening. I'm like, it literally holds your hand. They're like, we don't play these kind of games. I'm like, it literally holds your hands. Like, what do you mean? All right, fair enough. So I got to the point is, like, it only had to be level 20, right? Like, it was very, very minimal what you had to do. I got to the point where I could do that in 2 hours. So I played it for my wife. I played it for my dad. I played it for my mom. I just borrowed their cell phones. It's incredibly easy to get to level 20, and they've made it easier since then to level up. So you should be able to hit 20 or 30, like, seriously, really quickly. I just don't know how easy it's going to be to hit those higher numbers.
Level 20 is an earlier milestone in it. I think it tells you approximately 5 minutes. At least that's what it said in mine when I was looking at it last night.
Yeah, it did.
I think it was like 5 or 15 minutes or something like that, which is wild because I remember it taking 2 hours, like you said, 2 hours before.
So it said 20 minutes to get to level 5, I think, like 10 seconds ago when I was looking at it. But that is 100% because of cutscenes, because of attacking at speed 1, stuff like that, right? Like, it literally holds your hand for the first little while, where it's like, you can't do anything. Which, as anybody who is logged in on a new device knows, is infuriating when you're just like, let me just sign in. Let me just sign in as my character and get back to the real game. And they're like, no. Nick Fury's going to tell you how to unlock Spider-Man. And you're like, piss off. Anyway, sorry, that's my little rant about nothing.
No, you're good. You're good.
So sorry. So the 6th is your 2nd anniversary on Twitch?
So it's like my 2 months 2 years and 2 months as an affiliate, but it's my 2-year anniversary of logging in every single day and grinding out Marvel Strike Force and making content for Marvel Strike Force. So
gotcha.
That was the push for it because I was not in a place with not starting the new business, but acquiring my current business, my day job from the old owners, that I could actually do my 2-year stream anniversary.
Yep.
But the math Marvel Strike Force worked out. So I was like, well, this is awesome. I'll have a little time. We'll take the day. My business partner will work for me, and then we'll have a good time with it.
Nice. And when can we expect that to start on the 6th?
So I actually put it as a schedule last night on my stream. So if you go to my schedule, you can like favorite it and set a reminder and stuff. It's going to start around 8 a.m. Anyone who's ever followed or seen my channel knows that if I say 8 a.m., it's going to probably be a little later than that. And I don't really do anything in the first 30 minutes except for try to wake up. Uh, but
I
you know,
feel you. Got the rock star head.
yes, man, I feel like Sisyphus in those mornings sometimes. That's why it's called misplays in the mornings because sometimes I don't even have an eye open yet. Um, but so yeah, sometime between 8 and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not going to start any of the giveaways or quiz shows and game shows and stuff like that until later in the afternoon.
Okay.
For those of you who've never seen it before, I'm trying to get like a streaming Family Feud style content creator game show to have somebody win that Mackie mainstream pass through board. And that can't stress enough. That thing does everything. It's got an HDMI pass through. So if you're like me and you don't have a computer with a capture card in it, you can run your HDMI through there. And that's how I do play things like Return to Moria and Destiny and stuff. I play it through my PS5 that way.
Nice.
And then you've got like all the audio outs you could ever want. Like if you want that audio out cable for one of those microphones where it's as thick as your thumb, it's got that. It's got Bluetooth, HDMI. I run
The
3
XLR, like the
USB.
circular one?
Yeah.
Does it have
thing
2
is-
of those by any
is-
chance?
I do not believe so.
Okay. That's
but
what I'd be
this
looking for,
this-
because like every now and then my brother will come and join me, and it sucks sharing a microphone, but you can't have
Now, here's
2
another-
USB microphones, and everything that's not expensive only has one output mic for the XLR, and it's like, I don't want to spend a whole
Here's
lot of
the-
money for the once a year he comes on the show.
I have 2 microphones that are good quality. One is the Mackie. Shoot, I have to put it in my specs for my stream, but I have the Mackie one that my friend sent me to help get me started, and then it's a beautiful. It's like a $200 microphone. But then I also have this one I bought. It was a HyperX. It was red. It has like that weird circle with the red rubber band looking
Yep.
things going through it. A lot of streamers use them as like a starter mic. And that's a USB. And what the mainstream will let you do is plug in both of those and set them to separate audio channels so that you can have 2 good mics going through at the same time. And then it comes with a free operating software where it's like a digital mixer.
Okay.
It's called the Mackie Matrix. And it's basically if the mainstream is your beginner's baby's first soundboard, right? Like for me, right? Baby's first pass through and soundboard like it is for me. The Matrix is what you use to remove the parental controls and watch adult content on it. Like it's one of those things where if you know how to do sound and balancing and stuff like that, that application that comes with it is phenomenal.
Okay.
And it's in beta still, but I know nothing about mixing. If you listen to the audio on my stream, you'll understand. But it's one of those fun deals where if you travel, it's great for people who do things like conventions, and they travel all over the country and they do streams and events and recordings, and they need quality without like trying to lug $6,000 worth of sound equipment on a plane. This is what you get, and it's fantastic.
Sorry, got lost in chat for a second.
You're good. I realized I was dominating your audio.
No. You're totally fine. I've just got a couple things going on in Discord, and I just wanted to catch up. But that's incredibly cool. And you're giving one of those away. Now, you said it's for, and I apologize. You mentioned for the Family Feud. Does that mean that it's only available for people playing in the Family Feud, or are you going to give it away to, like, are you going to separate the audience into teams somehow, or how is that going to work for the giveaway itself?
So for the Family Feud, so where I'm at right now is I don't know if I have enough poll results to actually do a successful Family Feud event, but I've got a good number of them. But I do have a whole bunch of interactive quizzes based on all the different games we play on the channel. And what I'm probably going to do is I'll probably set up one of those if I don't get these polls in time.
Okay.
But the Family Feud's awesome. The Family Feud thing is fantastic. It's basically just a digital slideshow with interactive parts.
Okay.
So when I click on, say, like the first question was the one I left in your Discord.
Yep.
which I can't remember off the top of my head. You'd have me trying to be Steve Harvey, like, all right, families or content creators.
What is
Points are on the
Scopely's
board.
biggest screw up to date or something like that? And give you a bunch of options
Yeah, that's
for.
the one. So, we take all your poll results and we would shuffle them around, and then you add a zero to the end and you put them up on the board in that slideshow. And I can just hit whatever key for the answer I'm trying to flip, and it'll make the noise and it'll tell you the points and stuff like that.
Nice.
Uh,
And
yeah. So
who do you have for
my
the
hope
teams
is
so
that.
far? If you're willing to mention, if they're not set in stone,
No.
then that's fine.
So no, so we don't. That's the thing is, it's hard. It's been hard to find to try to get everyone together because I'm a weekday morning streamer. So I've reached out. Juicy's shown interest, Duelim's shown interest, T-Dub has shown interest, and these are all people too that I've spoken to them on their streams, and they've been nice enough to let me drop a link in their Discord. Valley Flying, who else? I've got one or two more. And it's one of those things. If I didn't drop a question in your Discord and you're a content creator, it's probably not because I didn't want to. It's because I don't know how to get to you. I wanted to reach out to OG Diamond Dave for the last few days, and that's been a challenge. So
Yep.
yeah, it's been. I'm the most Discord illiterate 33-year-old you'll ever meet.
No, that's totally fair. Now you're streaming for 22 hours. Does it have to be a Saturday, Wednesday morning? Can it be like later in the day if that's going to work out better for people, or are you specifically doing it early to hype it up? Or because I will not be able to make it Wednesday morning, but if you did it Wednesday afternoon or evening, I might be able to drop by. I'll watch it, but I can't participate.
Yeah. Valley is free in the afternoon before he picks his kids up, and he said if depending on how late we go, he could be free in the evening as well. Which for him is really late though, because he's I believe Central Time or West Coast, and I'm East Coast. So there's that. But then Rolf's expressed interest in again same time morning afternoon because that's when he's able to stream consistently. Duelim is in the kind of the same boat. He could do it really early, or I could do it after work. But as you know, with streamers and keeping to our schedules, it's kind of hard to get people to commit outside of that 2 hours. They are already there to stream.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I'm thinking about pivoting that one and then doing the Family Feud game as a separate thing and seeing if the Envoys or Scopely want to invest something in that. So something different. But we'll announce it, and we'll definitely play some Family Feud. But we might award the prizes through an easier method because I have some of those awesome interactive quizzes that you all can play.
Yeah.
Where even if you know all the answers, it's not based necessarily just on that. It's also based on how long it takes you to answer.
Okay.
So if you know the answer, but it takes you 6 seconds or 8 seconds to look it up in your account, like on your Marvel Strike Force.
Yeah, it dings you a little.
Those people who get it really fast and correct make a ton of points. So my thought process, if I can't get the Family Feud thing together, what I'll do is we'll have a fun quiz for anyone who creates content, has a YouTube channel, or is aspiring. Because that's the thing is, it's a valuable tool for streamers. So I want to make sure that it goes to somebody who is going to use it.
Yeah.
Right. And there's no strings attached to that. You don't have to sub to my channel. I would like a follow if you don't do so already. If you're
give him a follow right now. I saw somebody already did shout you out in the chat, but I mean, realistically, Roland makes some good content. He's a funny guy. He's hanging out here. He's doing a subathon or a charity event on whatever. He's doing an event on the 22nd, on the 6th. My God, I am trying to hype you up, and I'm just tripping over myself constantly.
So many numbers, my guy. It's okay.
I'm sorry. But seriously, go give him a follow right now if you can, if you haven't already.
You can find me on everything at Row of Gilead. Everything except for Twitter, because I hate Twitter, but everything else.
Yeah, I technically am on Twitter, but I forgot my password forever ago, and I just don't give a shit enough to go back and find it.
Here's a fun story for you guys. Those of you who hate social media or just don't love it will understand my pain here. So when I went to take over the social media accounts for the axe throwing range I work at, which if you're in the greater Cleveland area, Lumber Legends, Cleveland Axe Throwing, that's all I'll plug for that. But I went to set up a new account, and it kept linking me saying, hey, you already exist in Facebook. You need to use this account. And I'm like, no, I don't want to give thousands of people who could, for whatever reason, might not have liked their experience or something, direct access to the last, almost 20 years of my life because I got an alpha code for Facebook from my buddy who went to Kent State
Okay.
when I was a sophomore. So back when you had to be invite only and you had to have a college email or a school email, like .edu.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I was like, I don't want to connect that to my business because, I mean, if you look at our reviews, I'm not that worried about it. But there's some people out there that you might not want to have access to what all of your family and friends look like, and things like that. So it took me a whole month to get Facebook to understand that I was trying to not, to protect my privacy.
Yep.
And there's no one you can call. And in all of that time, like, it kept saying, no, you can't do this because you already have a Facebook business account or like a Facebook work page, which was my Row of Gilly gaming page. It's like, no, you don't understand. These are two separate things. And it took me a month because you can't talk to anybody to get it figured out. It was just miserable. Sharky, I like that comment, buddy. We will still play Family Feud even if it doesn't end up being the most balanced way to give away the mainstream. Because I am super excited for that. And if you've never seen it done, there's a Destiny 2 creator, actually. He's a lore guy, Myling Games, who did this with like Bife, Aztecross, and Grenader Jake. And like he did 3 of them a couple years ago during the holiday season, which is where I got the idea. And they are some of the funniest pieces of content. They're like right up there with Skeletor Plays Destiny. It's some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen. So I'll be plugging a few channels on the 6th as I do this content. But yeah, if you want content creator Family Feud right now and you like Destiny lore, hop over, check out Myling Games. He's fantastic. If you just type in Family Feud Destiny 2, it's the first thing that pops up.
Honestly, even if there wasn't a prize involved, I'd be so interested in being a part of that just because I've never really interacted with a bunch of the people you're talking about, but I've watched and enjoyed their content for a long time. Like I'm even in like the Discord program with a bunch of them, the Envoy program, but I've still never like really talked to Dorky or Valley or those guys. I think it would just be fun to hang out and watch. Even if I couldn't be a part of it, I would love to just watch that. Like that just sounds like a ton of fun. Prize or no prize. So I hope you can make that work.
Kind of what well, here's the thing. I can make it work for sure and for at least 2 people at a time, and then maybe we'll edit it all together.
Oh, okay.
I think that'll be the thing. I would feel bad if people wanted them to play for the mainstream, but they could not make the time slot because of, they work and Mobile Gamer does this for a living. That's a bad example. I haven't had a chance to speak with him yet, but
no, but I get it.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where, I don't want to exclude anybody because of their time zone or their availability because that happens to me a lot, not in like this, but like, other facets of my life. I have to exclude myself because I work all day. I work long hours, this and that and the other thing.
Yeah.
So I don't want anyone else to feel like left out because that they couldn't be there at an exact time. So we are still going to play Family Feud, but at the moment, since I have no real time commitment from a lot of the content creators, I will probably, put a special quiz show together that you can all play together.
Yeah.
Whether you're actually able to be in the chat and stream or not. And then I think that'll probably be a more fair way to do it. The closer I get to the 6th and the less set times I have from other creators. But we are going to play Family Feud, and that is the most exciting part of that day for me.
No, that's very cool. That's very cool. Okay, so bringing it back to Marvel Strike Force, how is your Marvel Strike Force journey going? Are you still locked and loaded in this game? It's been 2 years. You've been playing every single day. Are you still super excited for it? Are you making content simply because you love the community? Are you hyped for Battle World somehow? How are you feeling?
We were talking about yesterday, and I feel kind of bad because I feel like, well, I don't say I feel bad, but like Ciro and I were having a conversation in the chat, and he was working, or driving, it was one of the two, and we couldn't really get into the weeds on it. But I set my expectations for Battle World based on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, because playing that game and watching Arnold T101 and his awesome content and personality was one of the stepping stones that got me into content creation. So knowing that it was based on territory battles in Star Wars, which is the same exact thing, literally, just this, and I'll explain that statement here in a second, but it's knowing that it was based on that. I set my expectations for the level of fun I would have based on that. So I'm actually not at all surprised or disappointed. I have zero shock and awe at that announcement. What
Okay.
did upset me a little bit was the fact that they hired somebody from Capital Games, the company that develops
Yep.
Galaxy of Heroes, helped them develop the initial concept for territory battles, and they're not listening to this person.
Did
And I think
that.
that's the saddest thing I've ever heard. I mean, again, this is not even my words. There's links to Dorky Dad and Mobile Gamer having this conversation last weekend
Yep.
in their videos that they posted. And that is the most heartbreaking thing I've ever heard, because the game mode is okay. And it's hard when you get into Galaxy of Heroes because it's an 8-year-old game. And it's, it's fun when you start, but the fact that there's no sim button and no real guidance on how to play it correctly with your group, because that's the thing, is like, just like Battle World, an endgame alliance is going to play that mode very differently than a beginner alliance or a mid-game alliance. Like, there's different priorities. And that's the part that they don't really do a good job of explaining in Star Wars, that I feel like they are doing a better job of explaining to people here. But the problem is that game mode in Star Wars is some of the most boring, like, content I've ever played.
Yeah.
And it's why they have released a brand new version that is more of the same, but actually requires brain cells to play it in Star Wars. And that's nice, but it's also very tedious. And the reason I'm not the best at Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is because somehow I play this game and love it, but Star Wars is a little too tedious for me to want to drive that hard for. But this game I have a lot more fun with, so it's a lot easier to stay invested. But I think if this is people are saying, oh, this is the nail in the coffin for MSF, and I really do think if that ends up being the case, it's because they overhyped it, not because it's going to be that bad. And I will tell you right now, if they put in a sim button for members of your alliance who have beaten that mission at 3 stars, like, without losing a unit, I think that will end up being the most rewarding and entertaining game mode by the time it's done that they've ever made. But the problem is like Star Wars, there's no way to sim it, and that is literally hours of your life.
So the issue. So I was in that phone call that you're discussing that they talked about. I can't think of the guy's name, and I probably wouldn't say it if I could. But you're right. They brought in somebody from Star Wars Galaxy of Hero who had helped make the game mode over there. Definitely is lead designer over here. And when I tell you, it sounds like he was handcuffed to a door somewhere, like stopping him from doing the things he wanted to be doing. Like, you could see on his face, like, we were telling him, I was pretty quiet because I was at work, but like the people who could be in voice chat were telling him, like, this is boring, this sucks, this is bad, this is no good. There was no shock on his face. Like, I realize I'm repeating stuff that like Mobile Gamer and Dorky already said, but like, it's true. There was no surprise on his face whatsoever. Like, he knew everything we were going to say before we said it, and it was like he had almost like we didn't see this, but I'm just saying, like, on his screen, it's almost like he had like a bunch of check marks and X's, and he was just like, everything that he wanted to do was X'd out, and everything was, it was just like, it seemed like it was that. He's like, yep, we can just change that, we can change that, we can change that. Like, he knows what he wants to do to make it good, and it feels like they are not letting him. And I have no idea why that is the case. But like, if they let him loose, I'd be very curious what that game mode looks like, because this is not the next level for Marvel Strike Force. They keep talking about being epic and exciting, and I'm telling you, we did the playtest and we were looking forward to this. And when I tell you, they had to literally like in grade school when they're like, no, my kid didn't fail, he's getting into grade 4. They had to do that to get us to the next day because so many of us stopped playing in the first week because we're just like, this sucks. To go from that level of hyped to straight up, I'm not playing this, even though I make content for this game, even though I try to hype this game up, even though this would be good for my channel, it's not worth it to my brain to do this. Sucks. And they did make some changes that we told them to make, and then it seems like they've walked back some of those changes, which is baffling to me, but so be it. I can't express enough how much I am looking forward to Monday, just to see the entire community go, oh. You know what I mean? Like, this is not it.
It's going to be on fire at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Monday, or whenever it launches Monday. It's going to be rough.
I expect people to 100% it inside of 5 minutes. Like it is so brain dead simple. It's just like,
Yep.
okay. I mean, probably longer than that because there's not a good sim button, or at least there wasn't last I tried it. But like it's there. The two options are it's going to literally crash and burn because the last time we did a playtest on it, it didn't work at all, or it's going to work perfectly and crash and burn because people are going to play it and be like, what am I doing with my life? Like it's if it replaced Raid, you might be like, oh, okay. But the fact that now they're like, okay, you have to do War or else you're letting down your alliance 3 times a week. You have to do Raid every single day twice or else you're letting down your alliance. Now you have to do Battle World 5 times a week unless you're letting down your alliance. And Cosmic Crucible if you just, want to. Like, the amount of time they want you to spend on this game is going to be ludicrous.
Don't forget those. I'm glad they don't do those anymore.
Sorry, I steamrolled you. What were you talking about?
No, you're okay. I was interrupting you, but I was saying, it's one of those deals where thank Christ they don't make us use certain Cosmic Crucible teams to help our alliance anymore because that was the worst. I'm going to take an L today as a competitive person to help my team. That felt real bad. So I'm glad they don't do stuff like that often anymore. Or if they do, it's like Crucible or Blitz or Arena or something like that where you can be like, okay, I can stomach that.
Well, the last time they did it, I really did enjoy it because they made it offense or defense. Because they took a defensive team and were like, you have to use this. We're like, why? That's not what this team is even built for. And they're like, okay, fair enough. Let's put it on offense or defense. And you're like, thank you. I have no problem putting a defensive team on defense. That makes sense. But when they're just like, no, use this here. It's like that I don't understand.
Yeah, it's that Jackie Chan meme. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a real interesting week. I don't even know.
I will not be on the internet much Monday. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to hop off right after my stream.
Oh, I got 2
There's
horse.
a lot of negativity on Monday. Sorry, I'm not going to be on stream after 4 o'clock on Monday. I can't do it. The amount of negativity that's going to be out there is going to be wild.
I don't know what you're talking about. This community, it'll be fine.
For Battle World. Oh yeah, this place is it's gonna get hot on Monday in this community. It's gonna get real rough. And I don't even think that's the game modes or the developers' fault. It's gonna be the overhype that they put into it. I really do. It's gonna be a lot of negativity on your Marvel Strike Force feeds on Monday. I can promise that.
They can't seem to help themselves with that. Like I remember with the 6th anniversary, they gave away something at the very end, and it was like, it's a fine giveaway, but stop telling people for a month how amazing it is. Like they hyped it up so much, like this is going to be game changing. Oh my God, you're going to love your life. And then it was like, I don't even remember. It was like $6 million in a costume, and you're just like, it's fine, like it's free, I'll take it 100%, but like shut up about it, and people will be happy with it.
Yeah. If that giveaway for the 6th anniversary would have given you a comparable value to the amount of money you spent in 6 years supporting that game, then it would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But something I could have bought for $10 when I was a pass buyer at the time, spending $80 a month, is more of a slap in the face than it is a celebration present.
Yeah. There's a game
that event.
There's a game recently that just came out that I heard about. I can't think of what game it is. But basically they've said everything cosmetic in the game that you've bought in 1 is going to work in 2. So it's a brand new game, but like you don't feel like you wasted all your money historically. I almost feel like they need to bring out Marvel Strike Force 2, but find a way to do that so it's not just like, okay, you're starting from scratch. Because I guarantee you, most people, if they hear that everything they've spent money on is gone, will just straight up not play the second game. But it sounds like in a lot of ways they are extremely hampered by how old this game is. Like they're trying to do things like the new graphic update just to like, because it does, the graphics update was not just a graphics update. It did actually allow them to do some extra stuff in the game behind the scenes. But there's only so much of that they can do. For instance, the battle world, like what you're going to see is like in node 1, let's say, and I'm making this up. I don't know what the teams are. Just don't quote me as any of this being realistic. But in node 1, let's say, you're going to see 6 waves of enemies. But all 6 waves of those enemies are going to be the same, like 9 characters, because they literally don't have the capacity in this game to put 40 different characters on one node. It'll break the game. So you're going to have nodes where you're just like, oh, cool, I'm fighting Morbius again and again and again. So there's waves of just the exact same person, like Silver Surfer, who I'm looking at on screen, where the entire wave is just Silver Surfer. And you're like, but why? And it's because the game is literally not designed to handle more than that. So in some ways, I feel like they almost need to start again. They almost need to make like Strike Force 2, put in a couple of different ways of playing. Because right now, the other thing is every single game mode is 5 on X or 3 on X if you want to do the one tower mode. But essentially, the game is very, very samey. So when they introduce Battle World, there's not a whole lot of room they've got or wiggle room they've got to make it different, varying, more interesting. Like it's all just kind of samey, which I think is also a part of the problem. So if they could make a brand new client, actually have it be like, here's 3 different, massively different game modes, and now we can go from here, but we don't want to reject people who have spent literally thousands and thousands of dollars on this game. So, you know, your roster to some extent carries over, or if you spent this much money, you get this much of the, like something. I don't know what it would be. They'd have to figure out some way to try and appease the audience. I know that it couldn't be 1 for 1 because pretty much every character in Marvel is already in this game, and they need to figure out a way to sell them new characters again. So you got to figure something out in that regard. But you can't start from scratch, or else people will fucking just not play the game.
Right. Well, and that's why a lot of people left Contest. Here's the other thing too: is if they do that, that's why a lot of this community came from Marvel Contest of Champions. They had, from what I understand from listening to everybody in this community for a year before I joined it. Well, I shouldn't say everybody, the big names. I listened to Mobile Gamer maybe 6 months before I jumped into Marvel Strike Force, Valley. Back at the time, Nature Boy and Goofy Rexy taught me all the things that I needed to get started through their YouTube channels.
Okay.
And it was an interesting experience to see this game and how the community was better than Star Wars, in my opinion, even though they had Mobile Gamer and Arnold T101 at the time, and they still have Arnold, but like the community for Marvel was much more friendly, inviting, opening, at least in the in-game part where I was joining alliances and meeting people and content creators. But it was comparably expensive, and it seems to have all the same pitfalls as Star Wars. But I will tell you, because I'm pretty sure the NDA for this is over. It's been over 2 years since I did it. But when I first started, I got a survey from them, and we all get those through the game app from time to time, if you're an avid player, about how beneficial a PC client would be.
Yeah.
And it didn't go anywhere. Clearly, it's almost over 2 years ago at this point. But that's one of those things that Star Wars did it. And Star Wars saw a nice little resurgence. And then Star Wars also started doing these Lightspeed bundles where you can basically, it's like $500 to $1,000 of value in in-game resources and time. Oh, the time is immeasurable, how much time you save with those. But they made them like these flash sale $20 to $50 things, and they brought their game back. And my thought with Marvel would be, what if they released Marvel Strike Force 2, right? And you get to keep your value spent in a calendar year in their paid currency, and all of your achievements, all of your all those things carry over, and maybe you can get all your characters at 1-star level 1, but you get all of the money in power cores in a calendar year back, or you pay $20 for the update through the app, and then you get all of the characters you currently own at level 1 with I feel like there's some way that they could do something similar to that. I don't have the answers. I'm not a developer, obviously.
Sure,
but,
sure.
It does feel like it's one of those things where this community loves this game so much. And it is, I feel like the best looking, like turn-based hero collector that is accessible. And by that, I mean, it has an IP that anyone can look at and go, oh, that's Iron Man. I would love to play as Iron Man. Like there are other games like King Arthur, that where you're like, oh, this game looks beautiful, and it's a similar concept, but like unless you're really into Arthurian lore and willing to spend comparable money on that as you are on Marvel Strike Force, is it, you know what I'm saying, is it really going to be worth your time? But if you took Marvel Strike Force, you make a Marvel Strike Force 2, and you find some way to, if not give 1-for-1 value, at least give some kind of boost to the people who have been playing and spending. I'm going to be honest, I'm very certain there are people who spend more than 6 figures on this game every year. It's a very small number, but I know they exist.
Yeah. I said thousands of dollars, and I'm like, it's probably in the millions for some people.
Yeah.
At very least hundreds of thousands. It's not okay. That's a lie. Don't tell people that.
Well, and here's the thing. Ciro and I got into this a little bit yesterday, and this is why I felt kind of bad, because he was about to drive to work, and we were having this interesting economic conversation. And, there are people that spend a lot of money on this game. And I never want to come off as the type of person to tell people how to spend their money, because when I have extra income, I spend it on what makes me happy. It's a rough world out here. We all need some dopamine from time to time. I'm never, if you're not, going hungry and not being able to pay your rent and feed your family and stuff like that, you spend whatever you want.
The
But
problem is,
it's one of those
there are
where,
100% people who are doing that. There are people who
Mhm.
are so in love with stupid games and that feeling they get online that they are putting their families in jeopardy, or their bank accounts in jeopardy, to make sure that they do get the absolute benefit in games. And that is the predatory behavior that's not okay. If you've got, like, if you're a
Yep.
doctor or a lawyer and you've got the money to spend on this game, fantastic. But the problem is there's so many people who are not in that situation who are trying to keep up with those people. And that's the issue. I was listening to a podcast where they're talking about, crap, what was the game? League of Legends. League of Legends came out with a skin that was like $500 for the skin. It did nothing in game. It was just one of these, like, look how cool this is. And if you make, 7 figures, great, have this skin, go for it. But the amount of people who are taking out loans to get this skin was insane. And that's where the problem is. Because you're right.
Yep.
If you've got the money and you can do it financially intelligently, go for it. Like, there's people who play this game, like I am not in this position, but there's people who stream this game where, like, they use their revenue from streaming to purchase stuff in game, and it kind of snowballs. Great, good for you. Like, I think Dorky Dad does that. Good for him. That's amazing. You've got people who make so much money in whatever their day job is, and, like, more money than they need. Great, spend it on whatever you want to make yourself happy. I absolutely agree with that. The problem is, I know for a fact there are people out there who are not making rent payments, but they're like, oh my God, Spider-Man just came out and I absolutely need him because without him, I'm going to let down my alliance. That's the problem.
Let me share an embarrassing fact with your channel right now, because I shared
geez.
this yesterday. So for everyone who wasn't there, when I first started playing Star Wars, and this is going to make me sound real bad, but just kind of bear with me here. When I first started playing Galaxy of Heroes, I've been a gamer my whole life. So I knew that I should go on YouTube and find some people who knew what they were talking about before I spent any money. My first Arnold T101 video that I found on YouTube, he opens up, like, with the whole YouTube, like yelling at the audience and stuff, like getting everybody hyped, and I just turned it off and I just started playing the game. Uh, and it was one of those deals where, and now I'm that guy, so it's very funny. But it was one of those deals where it was just, at the time, I didn't understand how these games operated, because the last mobile game I played was Clash of Clans.
Okay.
And I watched somebody come into my GameStop, buy a $100 Google Play card, spend it on Clash of Clans in front of me in 50 seconds. He logged in, put in his gems, upgraded a cannon to level 9, and then instantly completed the 36-hour wait time for $100. And I looked at this dude, and I'm like, dude, you just spent more money than I'm making a whole day of hours worked in 50 seconds. And he's like, yeah, but I'm the best. And I'm like, okay. I beat him later. That's the moral of that story. But I fell into a similar boat with Star Wars, where their hyperdrive bundle was $100, and I didn't want to spend $100 on a mobile game. I wanted Revan and Bastila and all my favorite Old Republic characters. They just came out, so I started spending the crystals, right? And I started just kind of grinding.
Yep.
I think I spent $500 that month of September when I downloaded that game, and none of it included the hyperdrive bundle. And I got to this point where I was like, well, okay, I had a lot of bonuses and tips this month, so I could afford it, but it didn't feel great. And I still couldn't do any of the things I wanted to do. And then I went a couple days later, I bought it right before it goes on sale for $50. So it was $100 at, like, the first week in November. And then the second week in November, when they do their update through the holiday season, it goes on sale for $50. Spend another $100 to get the hyperdrive bundle. And then it went on sale 2 days later for $50. So I spent my entire month's rent on that game, and thankfully I didn't go broke, but I came very close that month. And that's why when I tell people in stream, like, hey, this isn't worth it, like, value for experience on certain purchases, that's what I mean. Is it's like, I can do this, and I am an affiliate, and I get a W-2 or an I-9 or whatever paperwork you get from them every year for earning. So any money I spend, realistically, I can write it off at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But back 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever it was, when I started playing Star Wars, I couldn't do that. So that's one of those deals where, like, it's such a crazy predatory mindset to have, like to thrive on people's dopamine like that, and that's literally every mobile game in existence, and it's sad.
For sure. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
So
but I'm still here playing Marvel Strike Force. I'm still here playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I'm still here playing Monopoly Go. That's literally what I'm going to do when I get off of this with you guys. I'm going to play Destiny Rising. But that experience taught me a lot about setting your expectations for what you're going to be able to accomplish.
yeah.
And I feel like it's worse if you have money and you're competitive. I'm competitive, but I'm on the broke side. So it was easy for me to go, oh, no, I got to eat, dude. I got to pay my electric bill. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend this $100. But for people who don't have that necessarily like limitation, oh boy.
It's I have so many thoughts right now. And yet none somehow. So okay,
Right.
going back a little bit about making the value, you were talking about, at the end of the year, whatever, they would kind of reimburse you for your time and whatnot. I realized that was like 10 minutes ago, but still. One of the games I played before this one was called Transformers Earth Wars, which was kind of like a base defense game. So you'd like build up your base and then you'd attack other people's bases. It felt
Hmm.
a little bit more interesting. Like it felt like you had more what's it called? Agency than this game. Because like you could build your defenses in really interesting ways and how you attacked was different. But you didn't actually control your robots. You would just kind of control when they use their special powers and where they would deploy along this like I wonder if I can find a photo of it. I mean, I'm sure I can. It's the
Did you
internet.
play the Star Wars Battlefront 2 mobile version of that exact game you're describing? When
I did not. No, basically, these are the only two mobile games I played like really hard. Was Transformers and Marvel. Transformers, what did I just call it? Earth something? Earth Battle? Earth Wars? Jeez, what was it called? Was it Earth Wars? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Just give me a photo. Why are you doing this to me? I don't want to download the damn game again. Oh my god, seriously. Just show me a fucking photo of this game.
I was having the same problem uh two days ago, right? I don't even remember anymore, guys. It's been a long week, but when I was having this conversation with Ciro a couple weeks ago, I was relaying a time where I spent on a Digimon Match 3 game, and it was so hard to find images from it anywhere. Yet I spent like, I don't know, $50 on it because I was having so much fun with it. And it was a reasonable expense. It went a long way in that game. And then literally like a week later, they shut it down.
Yeah. All right, so this is a shitty picture, but it's what I've got. You would essentially start off down here along the sides, where you would like tell when to deploy your army. They build their base, and you like walk towards it, attacking things as you go. So you try and make funnels with your defenses, so they have to like they're incentivized to go a certain way. But then when they go that certain way, you've got all the guns and cannons lined up in that direction, stuff like that. Point is destroy the base. As soon as the main base is dead, you win. So. You kind of want to focus like there was like one enemy or one character that you could use that could fly over a bunch of defenses and would just land at the base. So you couldn't just have everything on the outer walls. You had to have things like around the main base as well. So anyways, point is you didn't really have control over the characters per se, but you had enough control that it felt like you were doing something, which is kind of cool. You could only play as either the Autobots or the Decepticons. You couldn't play as both. So if you chose Decepticons, you would never get to use Optimus Prime, which some people had a problem with. I didn't, because all the coolest characters are Decepticons. So I was fine with that. But the one thing this game did that I've never heard of in a different mobile game, and they didn't advertise it, but it was like well known. It wasn't even Discord back then. It was WhatsApp that everybody used. It was well known, or at least myth, that if you spent $500 or more in game and emailed the developers, they would put you on a VIP list. And once you're on that VIP list, I believe you're on the VIP list for life, because I haven't played this game in years, other than I downloaded it recently, and the amount of stuff in my email was ridiculous. And every month, if you're on that VIP list, they give you a ton of resources, a ton of shards, a ton of upgrades for free. Like, just a thank you for giving us $500 to help support this game kind of a thing. And I was like, that's really cool because it incentivizes people to spend money and it rewards them if they do. Because not only do you get whatever you spent the money on, but also you're like, cool, I'm in this program forever. It's all digital. It doesn't cost them a damn thing. It's all free stuff that they're giving you. But it feels good as the player to be like, oh, cool, I'm on the VIP program, which I was. I did spend $500 on this game. And like Marvel Strike Force, obviously that number would probably be like way higher. Maybe that even exists in Marvel Strike Force. It's just higher than I'll ever get to. But like, how cool would that be if it's like this thing where like, okay, cool, you've spent X amount of money in this game. Now we're going to give you these things every single month. Not new character shards, because obviously that's how they make more money. But like something, right? Some sort of a, we appreciate you and your ongoing support of this game. As opposed to just like, get fucked. Give us more money.
Mongooli, before I lose the idea, I think you just saved Scopely right there. I think you literally just answered the question as to how do they continue to give veterans value in a sequel. You give them bonuses daily based on their expense in MSF1. Every day, if you spent, so I know exactly how much I spent in a year last year on Marvel because I wrote it off. It was like $750, right?
Okay.
Over the course of 12 months. And some of that was from my Twitch and YouTube earnings. So, I write that off. But if every day for the whole year you play, as long as you're logging with a veteran account, you get a fraction of a bonus for what you had in the last game. So if you had, let's just use a round number because it makes it easier. Let's say you spent $6,000 over the course of 6 years. In free giveaways daily, they would give you some value of that over the first year of the game, whether it's gold, training materials, energy, things of that nature. And then that would also incentivize new players to spend without seeming hyper predatory, because after the first 3 months of playing that, we would all be kind of stratified out, just like we are right now, right? Like once you get into Platinum 3, you're probably not going to drop all the way back down to Gold 3 unless you just stop playing Cosmic Crucible, right?
Yeah.
So it would, in my mind, it would kind of be the same. Yeah, the first 3 months for being a brand new player would probably be pretty miserable in PvP modes because you're going to come up against a lot of veterans. But if the veterans, because it's going to stratify just like in this, then we can still get our daily arena value. You can have your better graphics, your better game mode. People would still spend. It would be less negative for the veterans because it's like, well, we love this game. We love our community. Let's, keep our alliances, bring all that stuff over. But now we have all of this new graphical capabilities because it's a new app. That's the fun thing about Destiny Rising. That game looks so sweet because it's in alpha and it eats up 17 gigabytes of my hard drive on my phone.
Jeez. That's not nothing.
Yeah. Right? So, but I feel like maybe Marvel Strike Force does something like that. That might be, at least something to take to the player's voice movement in the Envoy console. You might have just saved Scopely on that one. I think that's a very smart idea.
Let's be honest. Scopely does not need saving. Scopely is doing just fine.
Yeah. They're making, well, yeah.
I'm not going to cry for the $1 billion company. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, and that's what I'm thinking too. But it's one of those deals where they don't care necessarily about their community, but we care about our communities. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those deals where you look at people from the Destiny 2 community, for example. There's a lot of people who made their 500K subs or whatever in that, and as soon as Final Shape was over, we all pieced out.
Yeah.
Oh, Rolf's here. Sweet. Rolf, you're my numbers guy for this because you had all the links when we were talking about this the other day. He's my numbers man. But it's making fine money, but it's one of those deals where is Scopely going to reinvest hundreds of millions of dollars to create a new client, a new operating system, a PC client?
They're not going to get a PC client. I'll just kill that one right now. It's not happening.
And
they have said on multiple occasions it's not ever happening. I mean, everything's subject to change, but it sounds like that's something they'd love to do, and they can't. So I don't know if it's legal or what's going on there, but it's not happening.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't even think about the legalities of that. because all I thought was, well, Capital Games did it 3 months ago with their 8-year-old game, so why can't Marvel Strike Force, the Marvel clone of that, do it with their 6.5-year-old game? But that's actually a very,
I have
very
no
solid
idea
point.
if like some company owns the license to Marvel PC. You know what I mean? Like how Sony owns Spider-Man, so nobody can make a Spider-Man game, but you can still put Spider-Man in Marvel Strike Force. Like I don't know if there's something going on like that, but it's they've shot us down hard every time it's been asked. So
Yeah, Zager, that's a good bring up. That they might only have the rights to license the game for mobile.
yeah,
Solid point. However, they do have the rights to license Marvel characters for Monopoly.
which is
There's a
interesting.
Marvel Monopoly card thing going on right now. So who knows? The ins and outs of that deal, when and if it ever becomes public, will probably go down as like one of the craziest business arrangements in history.
Man, Global 2 is so much easier than Global 1. This is ridiculous.
Is this 8 or 7?
This is
I got
8.
you pulled up on my work computer now.
This is Global Hero 8, and like the first one, when I say I was stuck on it for over a week, like it was brutal trying to get through those stupid Sentinels. And this one I'm just crushing it. Now we've got a couple of one heavy Sentinel right now, so that could be an issue, but
I'm pushing my way through the second run of Mephisto, and I'm back to global, and it makes me sad. I need one more or two more things for tech to have full Orcus and full Cabal with I can't remember who else I took. I want to say it was like Nightcrawler and Black Knight.
yep.
Just because I was using them in other game modes for the first time, and it's still not going to be enough to get me through it any faster. But that's why I'm hoping that by the 6th I'll be through global, because then I can bust through everything else in an afternoon. We can get Big Boy Mephisto on Wednesday
Nice.
in like 5 if we get through global.
That'd be really cool to do on your stream.
I'm hoping, fingers crossed. It'd be
Yeah.
fantastic.
I'd love to get rid of all of the Sentinels. I'm just so gun shy on Sentinels now because like I was stuck for so long on Sentinels, and so now I'm just like I see one, I'm just like kill it dead.
Yep. I goofed myself up on my current DD7 global because I wasn't paying attention the other day when I was at work, just trying to get through it. And I used some ultimates I shouldn't have used. So
Okay.
I'm going to have a couple swings today where it's just going to be, okay, I'm going to hit auto basic and they're all going to die. But I'll have my ultimates for when I refresh them with power cores.
Nice.
Yeah. What you getting into, Mongooli? What you guys got planned for this awesome Saturday afternoon or morning, I guess?
So I'm gonna finish off all the Marvel Strike Forcing, which is not going to take much longer, to be perfectly honest. There's a Halloween sale on Steam right now, and okay, I'm gonna hype myself up for a second. What the fuck? It's my channel. Woo! So every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I get together with Cleaning Agent and Run 7, and we have a show called R Rating, where we take a movie franchise, break it down by movie, give it a score, and throw it up on the overall board. So we're trying to rank movie franchises based on what we like or not. We have so far done Mad Max, Highlander, Predator, and we just finished up doing Evil Dead. So this next month, we're going to start doing the Alien franchise. Now, part of the Alien franchise is Alien Isolation. It's a video game, but it is considered canon. We're not going to rank it per se, but because it's on sale right now for $10, Run 7's already played it. He says it's fantastic. Cleaning Agent and I both picked it up for $10. How could you go wrong? And because it is technically considered canon, I'm sure it will come up in the conversation, but it takes place between Alien and Aliens. So I'm looking forward to playing some of that. I don't know that I'm going to finish playing it in that amount of time because it's like an 18-hour game, and for some reason I keep forcing myself to play Marvel Strike Force, so that takes a bunch of my time up. But my goal is to at least play a bit of it, have some understanding of what it is, so that when Brian inevitably brings it up, I can be like, oh yeah, no, I did try that. That's really cool. So as soon as we're done doing all the Marvel Strike Forcing we can, I'm hoping to jump over to Alien Isolation, give that a shot. And then actually this evening, I watched the entire Evil Dead franchise with a buddy of mine who's way more into Evil Dead than I am. And we had a great time just getting together and watching movies. And I'm like, well, Evil Dead is done, but we're going to watch Alien next. Do you want to come watch Alien? And he's like, I'll watch the first couple. I don't know if I'm going to commit to watching like Prometheus. And I'm like, that's fair. I understand that. So he's going to come over tonight with another buddy, and we're going to watch Alien and maybe Aliens, but definitely Alien, and talk about that. so that we're ready to go for this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a lot of fun, and if you want to, here is the link for my YouTube channel. It is different than the Mongooli show. It's Mongooli's movie show, where you can see the edited versions of those conversations. Now, we are running about a month behind on those, so we just finished up the last episode of the Predator franchise. This Monday at 4 p.m.-ish, hopefully Evil Dead 1 and 2 will be available. We did both of those as one episode because, quite frankly, it's the exact same movie remade. So we just decided, let's just do that as one episode, and then we're done by Halloween, which was our goal. The Alien franchise is really long. It's like 7 movies, though. So it's probably going to go into December. We'll take a break, do Home Alone or some sort of a Christmas franchise, and then come back to it in January. That's kind of the rough game plan, but we'll see how it goes. So that's my plan for today, is I'm going to play Marvel Strike Force, then Alien Isolation, have some time with the family, and then watch Alien with some buddies. Sorry, you were saying?
First of all, no, so first I ran a GameStop when Alien Isolation came out.
Yep.
That game is phenomenal. It's very similar to like I'm trying to think of other games, but you have no weapon. It's just survive. Sneaky.
Oh, I like that.
It's got some really crazy death scene moments where like you think you outsmarted it and then you didn't. So just be advised, if you think you're in the clear, you're not. And that's my biggest tip for you on that. But I'm excited to either watch you play that live a little bit later or to catch the replays, because that game is phenomenal. Also, the Alien franchise, I just rewatched them last month.
Yep.
Phenomenal movies. People hate on Prometheus and the other one.
I've never seen Covenant, and I feel like there were things in Prometheus that I enjoyed, but there was also things in Prometheus that I thought were absolutely stupid. Sorry.
And you'll feel the same way about Covenant. No, you're good. You're good. You're going to feel the same way about Alien Covenant, but they are fun movies, and it just takes, the reason I like them and I kind of consider them canon is because Ridley Scott worked on them, and that's his magnum opus franchise, right? So but what always sucks is in any community is when you realize that like this was what the creator wanted, even if it doesn't line up with the headcanon you've been building since the 80s on how this all comes to pass. Which is why I'm not necessarily a fan of prequel movies.
Yeah. No, that's totally
we all
fair.
have awesome fan theories about the history of these aliens and where they could come from, and then there's all these comics and things that kind of hint at their origins, and then you get to where Ridley Scott goes, no, it's actually this. They're actually bioweapons created by a psychopathic android and blah, 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 whatever. And you go, oh.
Spoilers.
Well, that is 100 less. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
It's a 10-year-old movie, but, well, maybe not that old, but it's at least 6.
It's not new. I have not seen Romulus. Don't give me anything on Romulus, but I understand.
And I would never, anything in the last 2 years, I won't even open my mouth on. But that's one of those things where I'm actually very excited to see Romulus, because it's a return to form and not Ridley Scott trying to, cast aspersions on everyone's childhood theories.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They were good movies for what they were, in my opinion, though. They were very fun. They were very thought-provoking.
I'm curious
but it was more like a Matrix than an Alien. Like, what alien, machine, man mentality, like how does this all mesh, where, the other ones were just straight awesome horror movies.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting franchise because, okay, it's been a long time since I've seen some of them. I haven't seen some of them, so there's going to be, like, new stuff to get to. But, like, Alien and it looks like Romulus are straight up horror movies. Whereas, like, Aliens, I don't know why I gave the finger to everybody, Aliens is like an action movie. Kind of like the same way Terminator. I think Terminator is a horror movie, but then Terminator 2 is an action movie. I feel like Alien and Aliens is very, very similar. I have not seen Resurrection in a long time. I haven't seen 4, I haven't seen 3 in a long time. I don't think I've ever seen 4. Prometheus is more like a thought piece. Covenant, I've heard, is more like Prometheus, and then Romulus goes back to horror. So it's going to be a really interesting franchise, kind of all over the place. And I was looking at, here, let me show you the scoreboard currently for our rating, because it's kind of interesting. We don't all get along on anything at the moment, but we all... Can you see that okay? So like Alien currently has a score of 0 because we haven't done any of them. But
Right.
like Highlander, Will and I are a little bit closer. Evil Dead, Brian and Will are way closer. Predator, Brian and I are closer. And then Mad Max, Brian and Will are closer. So like I haven't figured out yet exactly what every one of us likes about certain things. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to gauge like, oh, Brian and I are going to really enjoy this one and Will maybe not so much. Because like there was one of the Predator movies where I was like, this movie is damn near perfect. And Will was like, this is shit. And I'm like, what? I don't understand. Not shit. He didn't say that. But like, didn't like it nearly as much as I did. And it was like, interesting. So it's really fun just going through these franchises with the guys and kind of like getting their takes on things, because sometimes they think of things I did not think of. Sometimes they brought my score up higher than it would have been had I not talked to them. And other times I've brought their scores down. So I'm, it works in both directions. It's a fun show. Even if the audience never really gets on board for it, I still enjoy just making it. I think it's a lot of fun.
And that's the best kind of movie review content you can have, because you have varying opinions, but you can all understand why people are coming from their perspective. And even though you don't feel that way, it's a good smattering for people who are interested.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see what you think about Alien. And I'm going to tell you right now, the only one that gets a super low score for me is the last one with Ripley. The Resurrection, I think, is the last one, because that's after 3, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 was okay. Resurrection was just, someone took a lot of drugs before they wrote the script to that movie. The best part about that movie is the credits, in my opinion.
I've seen a couple of those movies. We've reviewed movies similar to that.
Yeah. But literally, in the rest of the Alien franchise, that is the only movie that I don't think I will ever watch again. I literally love every other movie in that franchise, and I haven't seen Romulus yet, but I'm super excited for that one. That movie looks like some of the best practical effects. So I'm going to say this part, and this is in the trailer, so I shouldn't be spoiling anything. There's that scene where they're in that room with all the water and stuff, right? And that face hugger jumps out at the guy.
Yep.
That's not CG. That is an RC-controlled face hugger that was made for that movie, that they piloted those things around and scared the crap out of all the actors with.
Really?
So all of their recordings of their shock faces are real.
That's cool. See, I love that kind of filmmaking.
Right. And so I'm very excited to see that movie. I'm very, very excited to watch that movie. Resurrection was by Joss Whedon. Well, that's why it was awful.
We're going to be talking about it, but it's going to be a while from now. So you've got time to watch it. But we're going to be watching Alien this week. So if you want to you said you just watched it fairly recently, so maybe not so much you, but for the rest of the audience, if you want to get caught up on your Alien, they're all on Disney Plus. Watch Alien by this Thursday. Come by, check it out, and you'll have a better understanding of what we're talking about. Sharky's in the chat saying he absolutely loves the show on Thursday nights, which is awesome to hear. I love that kind of feedback. It's just so much fun just hanging out with the guys. The only thing I don't like about the show, and I don't know how to do it in a way that would make me happier, is we kind of ignore the audience for an hour, and so the audience stops talking to us, which is understandable because we're not talking to you. But I would love to find a way to incorporate the audience while still making a podcast that I can put out on YouTube. You know what I mean? So like with my brother, whenever we do a top 5 thing, what we've decided to do is like, we'll talk about our movies and ignore the audience, but in between, so we're like, okay, this is our top 5. This is number 5 on my list. This is number 5 on my brother's list. And then we'll talk to the audience for a little bit, and then we'll do number 4. And then that way, when I go to edit it, I can really easily cut out that part where we're talking to the audience and just go from 5 to 4. I need to figure out a way to do that with this show, because the audience participation is one of my favorite things about streaming just in general. And as much as I love talking to Brian and Will, I hate that we're just ignoring everybody for like an hour and a half and then usually signing off pretty soon afterwards because it's getting pretty late and it's a weekday night. So there's some kinks to work out, but for the most part, I really enjoy making that show and hanging out with everybody. And it's great to hear from the audience that are like, yeah, it's fun. I love it.
Let me holler at TLC there real quick. Her and Winona Ryder were also the best parts of Resurrection, but it felt like it was written by I think a room full of monkeys with smoking and waving pens around could have probably done a better job on the storyline of that movie and the dialogue. But those two ladies saved that movie all day. But also, does your audience, and since we're here, maybe we can poll them, Does your audience for that prefer the surprise of what your top five are? Because what you could always do is you could post like a couple days before in YouTube what your two through five choices are, and then leave number one as a surprise. And then this way your audience can kind of watch ahead if they want to. And then this way you can have a little more engagement without having to ignore your audience.
Um,
And I know you're not ignoring your audience. That's a generalization term, but I get what you're saying when you say that you're looking at the chat, but you're not responding to the chat in real time because you're trying to get through all of your talking points
yeah.
so that you can, you make sure you say everything you came to say.
Will and I are trying to get better for our rating. We're trying to get better at responding to the audience, but maybe we'll type it. So like when Brian is talking or when Will's talking, I'll like say something in chat, like literally in chat. So we are engaging. But it's not the same as just straight up talking to them. The problem is, as much as I love Brian and Will, and I do, I have a great time hanging with them. It's three people who are very used to talking to nobody. You know what I mean? So like you get used to just filling dead air and just long-winded explanations of things. And so every now and then, and Brian's been doing this, I think, the longest. And I love you, Brian, but like he seems to be the worst culprit for this. Where like when Brian goes off on a tangent, it's like 10 minutes of Brian talking, and it's like there's other hosts here. Like I have a thought, but it's like I don't want to interrupt you because you're on a flow, but also like goddamn man, take a breath. Like throw to somebody else, man. Play catch with us, pass the ball. So
And that's why
not only am I fighting with my co-hosts, but then to have an audience in there as well and have my co-host potentially talking to audience, it could potentially be a nightmare of like, I have no idea how to edit this at this point when like everybody's talking over each other and talking to the audience, and it's a lot. So if we can just ignore the audience for like the hour, just talk, that's a lot easier for me to make the podcast out of it, but you don't get the audience engagement, which is the problem.
So that's exactly why I'm always nervous about playing games with other creators, because ever since I could talk, I've talked way too much. So like I always try to do my level best when I'm in a dialogue to pull back so that other people can engage. And I'm going to give you another thing here, and this is something that's so analog it's gonna make you laugh. I listen to some radio shows here in Cleveland. Cleveland has some of the most popular radio shows in the country. And the one I like is this afternoon show called the Alan Cox Show. And what they've done, because they do some live streaming of their show every day while they're live on air, they broadcast it to their station's YouTube channel.
Yep.
And they have their call operator monitor a lot of what's going on their social media chats, and their resident comedian that works on the show as well, who sets all that up. So if you could have somebody like a fly on the wall person that just reads the chat and responds either like in chat, and then if there's a really excellent comment they want to call your attention to and kind of steer the tangent towards, they're there with you or in the stream with you, and they can say, hey, look, check out what this person's talking about. This is going to be super, like this ties right into what you're saying. And then that way, when you have that chat going, people can see that you have someone there to respond. I know Goofy Rexy did that for his Keeping It Comic live streams for a while, where I don't know if Desi was his son or cousin or friend or coworker. I have no idea. I assume it was his son, but he would have his son Desi monitor the chat throughout their live stream when they're talking about a Marvel movie or a Marvel comic release. And he would make sure that when there was a super chat or when there was like a highlighted thing that really tied into what they were talking about, he would kind of stop that conversation, give it that brief pause, and say, okay, we got a chatter. This ties right into what you're, tangenting about. And then you can kind of engage that way.
Yeah. I think I like what you're talking about, and I know what you're like. I can picture what you're talking about because I've seen it on other podcasts, so I know what you mean. I know that actually is a really good idea. I don't know who I would get to do that. One of my daughters maybe, but also with my chat, I don't know that I would trust that. And the other thing is it'd be really nice, and I like Will lives, on the other side of the coast. Brian lives in a different country. Like it's not like we're ever going to get together and do a live show per se. But at the same time, I feel like something like that would work as well as it would work in general. It would work even better if it was live, or sorry, if we were all in the same room, because there's a little bit of an issue, and I'm sure you've done it if you've ever hung out with other people. Um, sorry, hung out with other people on stream. You kind of talk over them a little bit because it takes a second for the microphones to connect over the internet and be like, oh no, this person's talking now. So you've already started another thought. The other person thought, oh, he's not talking anymore. And then you run into each other quite a bit. Whereas when you're in person, you're reacting in real time, but also you can kind of see like visual clues. Like you can kind of pick up on what's going on a little bit easier. So if you have a podcast where they're in the same room, the conversation is so much more fluid than if you have a conversation over Zoom or Restream or the internet in any capacity. So if like we were running a show, which obviously will never happen, where Brian, Will, and I are in the same room and we had a moderator off to the side somewhere, that would be fucking perfect. I'm nervous that in a situation like this, it would be just another cog in the wheel and just kind of, I don't know how it would work that. Interrupting this conversation, I want to go back to it just super, super quickly. Blade isn't a DPC character, right? He's a regular character. Because I found out I don't have 7 stars on him, and I thought I had 7 stars on everybody. So I'm just cracking these orbs, but like I'm not wasting my time, right? I will get him eventually, theoretically.
I'm 90% sure I have a 7-star Red Star Blade. So
Yeah, okay.
I'm 90% sure he's in there.
I'm just shocked I missed the orb opening for him. I usually am pretty good about getting those, but whatever. Anyway, sorry.
Because I knew I wasn't going to be able to unlock him with power cores and stuff because I just finished up using my cores to unlock something else. But I am relatively certain he was Red Star.
I'm certain he must be, but
Or
I'm just
not
shocked
Red
that I
Star,
missed him.
non-Dark Star.
I know what you mean. A regular character.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah, so there's definitely some room to grow the Thursday nights. We had one episode, hilariously, one of the edited ones that I put out. I have no idea what I did, but it got like 700 views, whereas everything else is getting like 30. And I'm like, what did I do differently? Like the thumbnail looks roughly the same. Like everything about it looks pretty much the same. I asked a question in the title as opposed to just like a statement about what it was. But then I've done that since, and it's not done the same numbers. And it's just like sometimes you just get lighting, and it's like I don't understand. I don't know what was different about that one that it jumped as much as it is. But
What was the movie? Or what was that topic about in that one?
That one is Predators, the one with Adrian Brody, and they're all on the alien planet.
Oh, that's why, because that movie gets pooped on all the time.
But like The Predator, which is a worse movie in my mind, didn't do well. I don't know.
I feel like The Predators was very hyped at the time, and it gets a lot of flack because Adrian Brody's in it.
Okay.
That's one of those times, but he literally, you've seen it, so I don't have to worry about this here, but they give him an Arnold moment, and it's the funniest looking thing I've ever seen because it's Adrian Brody. What are you waiting for? Do it now. You're like, dude, you're Adrian Brody. Stop it. I love you, but stop it. But that movie was, when it came out, was so roasted by reviewers and stuff like that I think maybe that just because that movie was that movie.
Okay.
Because if you look at like my YouTube numbers, which are not the best overall, like I'm not monetized or anything yet, but I have guide videos for stuff that does amazing.
Yeah.
And then I'll do the same type of guide for a different character, and it sucks by comparison, right? And it's one of those deals where you sit there and you're like, how the hell is Rogue and Morgan Le Fay getting like 4,000 to 5,000 views for this level 75 unlock tutorial? They're both horsemen, but my Archangel and my Red Hulk are like 2,000 views or 2,000 views less. What? It doesn't make any sense. They all feed to the same character. They're all the same thing. They all have the same title and runtime basically. In fact, well, Archangels is long because that was the only one I did the full every node guide for in the rundown guide. So I stopped doing them after that one. But it's just one of those weird things where you're like, it just has to be these characters. People really like Rogue and Morgan Le Fay, so that's the videos that see the most clicks and the most views because just people coming to the game want to know how to get those two characters
Well,
faster.
there's definitely something to be said about some of the nodes are harder than others too. Like,
Hmm.
when because I did a full APOC unlock guide, not right as soon as he came out because I don't have that kind of an account, but as soon as I could, kind of a thing. And like node one, I think got like, well, I can look it up, I guess, but I think it got like 100 views or something. But node two got well over 1,000 views because everybody was like, I don't know how to beat this stupid node. So it's not necessarily like, sometimes it's just a matter of like where people get stuck. You know what I mean? My first
Yeah.
content creator that I ever watched for this was Rage Gaming because he was making content on how to beat, as silly as this sounds now, the story mode nodes without over investing in teams. Because the AIM team, I think it was, had me stuck, but I was like, I don't want to spend all of my resources on this team that I know is bad. So what's like the minimum I can use? So I watched Rage's videos, and he was doing like each different node was a video where he's like, okay, have your AIM team roughly this level, roughly this build with these ISOs on them, and you should be good. And it was immensely helpful to beat it without overcommitting to it. I was like, that was a shockingly good little like 5-minute video. I don't know that it even had I don't even know that it was long enough for even to monetize it, but it helped, and I subscribed. And it's like, you never know which nodes some people are going to have problems with. So don't necessarily, if you're making guides, don't necessarily stop making the guides just because it was easy for you, because you might be doing something that you're not even realizing you're doing that somebody else might not be doing and really struggling with, right? For the longest time, my strategy in this game was go for the healers first. Even though I might be getting punched in the face by Lady Deathstrike really hard, I want to take out the healer because she will fall eventually if nobody's pumping her up. People will disagree with me on that strategy, but it worked for me for a long time where I'm like, no, I'm going to get rid of the person that's buffing you, not you yourself.
Let me tell you about the first time people watched me play Cosmic Crucible in the morning and they
Can
saw
I?
me go after Rogue before Forge, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, if I don't ability block Rogue,
Yeah,
my teams aren't strong enough to get to Forge, and then Forge is going to pop off anyway. Whereas if I do this way, because I'm a newer, like earlier in the game player, I can get around it and beat it no problem." And it
yeah.
blew people's minds how vast that difference in strategy is from somewhere where I started versus where you guys are at with your roster. They've been playing a little longer.
Out of curiosity, and I don't think you're here yet, but maybe somebody in chat can help me out. What is going to be my best global villain team for DD8? Because I'm looking at Orcus pretty hard. I've already got Apocalypse ready to go, but other than Apocalypse, do I back him up with 4 Orcus members? I love this team right here. Do we go with Cabal just because they're so good in wow, Cabal Crucible? OG Diamond Dave, how you doing, buddy? Actually, OG Diamond Dave, Roland is on the phone with me, Ro of Gilead. He's been trying to get a hold of you.
I know he's on vacation or something this weekend. He's got stuff going on.
He's in chat right
It
now.
was just bad. Well, yeah, that's just because he's in chat doesn't mean he wants to hold my Discord illiterate hand at 33 years old. I get it. He's not trying to make content this weekend. I joined his Discord over the weekend. I added him. We'll
Fair
get
enough.
to it. But
Just saying.
Dave, if you're around Wednesday the 6th, coming up, I'm trying to do some content creator contest. I'd like you to be a part of it if you're interested. I'm giving away some free sound equipment, courtesy of my good friend at Creator Owned and Mackie Audio. And there's no purchase necessary. Just come hang out, have a good time, celebrate my 2-year stream anniversary and my 2-year anniversary of Marvel Strike Force, and come have fun with us. That's all. And if you would like details, if you think you can make it, just shoot me a message in Discord when you have some time. Don't stress yourself over it. I saw your thing in your announcements channel. You have a busy day, so just have fun, be safe out there. And if that's something you're interested in, sometime this weekend before Wednesday, hit me up.
Sounds good. All right. Dave says to go with Orcus, so we're going to go with that. We've already got what's her name was pretty much there already. Now we've got Lady Deathstrike pretty much there, so that seems like probably the strongest option for the littlest amount of resources. I'd love it if we can get into villain right now. That'd be great. Is villain as hard as hero was? Because hero sucked. So I need 2 squares.
I'm very sad that I have to go through two miserable global deep dark dimensions in a row. That makes me sad.
I'm just excited to potentially get Odin at some point. There's so many people who have way lower TCPs than me that already have him in Cosmic Crucible, and it's just like, oh, all right. Clearly, I screwed something up at the beginning. I don't know. I also am not playing this game as heartily as I did one time. There we go.
I promise you, I made all the rookie moves when it came to trying to get into DD8 at first because I was not paying attention to the payouts at all.
I did a couple of characters right at the very beginning that were like, oh, I'm going to use like Old Man Logan every day, and I'm going to use Annihilators every day. And I don't necessarily think that those were the wrong call because I do use them every day. But also, if I had built like whatever the first node's team was, that would have just got me in the door faster, right? So.
And that's where I was at, because if I would have done it that way instead of the way that you and I did it, you get those ISOs, and we didn't know that at the time. I mean, you might have had an idea, but not an exact number, being an envoy and stuff. But it's one of those deals where you can't bank on it because it's all subject to change.
Yeah.
So, like you go with the characters you're going to see your use out of, and just in this instance, like most of those are the end of DD8, not. You get through the unrestricted, but then if you didn't have your Fighter Society, oops.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's I think we fell into that trap together.
Dave, which character do I leave out of Orcus? Damn it, she's the one that was already built. I don't know why I built her first, but she was already built. I was really, really nervous that was going to be your answer because I'm pretty sure it's going to be her. Rip.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, my my Nimrod is bigger than my Sentinel. She wasn't even out when I did this. Fuck off. All right.
Well, hey, that's okay. So since OG Diamond Dave dropped her last time, do we know if there's any benefit for having her this time? Like that could be something that there's your video right there. He needs the speed from Sentinel.
Yeah.
So you have Sentinel, Nimrod, APOC. Trying to think. It's what? Sentinel, Nimrod, APOC, Omega Sentinel, and Scientist Supreme. And if you're going to run that, you probably need Scientist Supreme for the healing. Yeah, I think OG Diamond Dave's got that. If your Lady Deathstrike's not there yet, maybe don't. If you want to get into it right now, maybe don't build her. But I'm sure
I'm making all of the mistakes. Yeah, Lady Deathstrike I just built. Omega Sentinel was already ready to go for some reason. Cool. We're gonna fuck this up hard. Let's go.
And I just. They keep giving me the jackpots for that character, and I just could not care less for Omega Sentinel jackpots. I've gotten two.
I got two Nimrod. I got two Nimrod's jackpots, so he got built real fast, and I got 160 shard for Omega. So my Sentinel team got built real quick.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I much would have rather had those jackpots for Nimrod.
Oh, it felt great. Oh fuck! I thought I had that.
Hey, thanks for letting me kick it with you guys for so long today. I'm literally waiting for my phone to ring at work, and I've got just waiting for emails and bookings. I've got some people at 2:00, but I appreciate you letting me hang out and kick it with you guys for so long.
No worries at all. It's fun to have someone to talk to. We've had a couple people on the show on Saturday mornings where we just chat, and it's a good time.
That's where Zero was from hanging out with you guys that like a month or so ago on a Saturday morning, waiting for my bookings to show up.
Okay, so we got 4 people ready to go. So if we can get one more, we should be good, but I don't think we're going to get enough to bring Nimrod up, unfortunately. Why? Oh, duh. We'll see what we can do without. Stop thinking, spend money. Dadpool always there to help a brother out.
It's at times like these I'm always reminded of the great Arnold T-101, Emperor of the Kyber Empire. There's nothing you can't achieve with 3 wacky numbers on the back of your card.
Yep. I put in a video one time, like, oh, you can do this if you use the 16-digit cheat code, and somebody in chat was actually like, "What's 16-digit cheat code?" I'm like, "Oh, dude, no, I was making a joke about your credit card. Don't take that literally."
I promise you that was
Unsubscribe.
somebody our age who was thinking of like the Konami code or the Turok MTH GTH DGD CKTR GFN. I think was the ultimate code for the original Turok on N64. I think that's what they were thinking of.
I just go up, down, left, right, CA, then start. You know what I mean? Like the original Konami code.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're one shy of being able to get in, unfortunately. Ah, well, soon enough.
So here's another money-making idea for Scopely that you can tell them from me, both OG Diamond Dave and you, but OG Diamond Dave brought it up. Swogo started implementing a gift shop where you can buy packs of character shards, upgrade materials, things like that, and gift them to somebody else in game using their player ID.
Yep.
So there's a good idea for you guys there. Unless EA did that thing that EA does when they have any good idea, which is immediately patent it so no one else can use it.
No,
I
because
haven't done my homework on
like
it, but-
Fortnite has gifting.
Okay.
Wish I could give some out, not gonna lie. Oh, think of the giveaways.
That's what made me think of it. Yeah,
So-
that's what made me think of it.
I mean, lots of games do this, but I'm going to use Fortnite as an example because, I don't know, that's what I'm thinking of. Not only can you gift things to people in Fortnite, but there's also a creator code you can use. So if you buy stuff in the game and you use the creator code, I don't know that you get a discount per se, but some amount of that purchase goes to the creator, which would be not helpful to the audience whatsoever, but as a content creator, very helpful if people were just like, oh, I like Mongooli. I don't have money to gift subs to his chat or whatnot, but I'm going to use his code when I buy this thing. Like I liked the video he did on Old Man Logan. I'm trying to get my Old Man Logan. I'll use his gift code. And then you're still spending full price on whatever it is you're buying, but I make a couple of pennies, bucks, whatever off of it.
Yep.
I mean, that sounds super selfish to be like, that's cool because it literally doesn't help the audience whatsoever, but it is a nice way of double dipping, I guess, where you are supporting your favorite content creator and getting what you need in game.
And again, the messed up part of that right now is that Scopely is already doing that essentially for their Monopoly Go promo that I'm running. Anytime somebody spends their first $20 on a bundle in that game, doesn't even have to be a specific bundle. If they use my link to download it, I get $20.
Nice.
They just that purchase dollar goes right to me, and
that's a promotion though. That's not long term.
Exactly. But then every person gets also every person who spends $20 also gets my Channel 5 gift subs.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
And that's Scopely doing something comparable. You know what I'm saying? For that game.
Yeah.
But it feels like they're blatantly ignoring doing cool stuff like that for us, even though in our community, I would feel like most expenses that people don't make is because it's too expensive for your average person in MSF.
Yeah.
But a lot of our alliances have people who are very generous people. Very generous people. I have never been more surprised by the kindness of humanity. And this is going to sound real backwards, but I've never been more pleasantly surprised by the kindness of humanity from what I've seen in the YouTube and the Twitch community for helping out their favorite content creator.
Yeah.
I've never in my life seen that level of generosity and kindness and caring for people. And that's something that, they block from us in Marvel Strike Force, and it's just so weird.
When I explain to people like my dad how I make money on Twitch, it doesn't compute with them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, people will watch me and then they'll just give me money. And he's like, what are you talking about? It's like, no, I'll sit here and I'll just stream and they find it entertaining. So they'll not only spend their time hanging out with me, but what's up, Rello? Every now and then somebody will just gift subs to the community and I get some money from that. And he does not understand that at all. And to be honest, I don't entirely either, but it's just one of those weird things where I don't know, the community is incredibly generous. I did a charity stream a little while ago. Ceci dropped $2,000 on the charity event, which I mean, admittedly goes to charity, but still what? Not too much, Rella. We're just hanging out talking with Roland of Gilead about all things Marvel Strike Force and finances and life. Just kind of hanging out. So the one thing, Roland, that I was thinking of while you were talking is not only could you have like the gifts thing like we're talking about. Sorry, I got distracted. Where like, okay, I want to support a certain content creator, right? They could do it in a way where it wouldn't cost them a cent, but you get a percentage of whatever the other person bought. So let's say Rello buys a package of Crimson whatevers, and he uses my content creator code. I don't get any money from that, but I get 5% of whatever he just bought. So I get some Crimson stuff too. So he is supporting me. Scopely's not out a dime. He gets something, he's helping me out, I get something. Like it would kind of work for everybody and wouldn't cost anybody a cent. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it would be straight profit for them, extra stuff for you in the game. And there are, like you said, there are other games that do stuff like that too, even just if it's non-monetary. But it's just wild that they don't do stuff like that for a game that. And here's the other thing too. I could understand that mentality as a person who runs a business if you weren't putting out new content for your game, right? Like if we'd gone, like if Battle World was never mentioned, if it was just characters in Dark Dimension and, all this expenses, then you can kind of make the argument that, okay, well, they're not reinvesting in their product. They are scaling back their expense to maximize their profit.
Yeah.
That's not a good look, right? But they're not doing that. They're constantly reinvesting in their game. They're constantly trying to find ways to improve the player experience, to help them drive sales, but to also keep people willing to spend and have fun. And these are things that don't cost, like you said, these are things that don't cost them much money at all.
No.
I can set up a promo right now through my Bookio booking system for work, post it in your stream, and it'll work immediately.
Yeah.
I can come up with something like that for a real life scenario right now, and it wouldn't cost me a dime, except for the time I'm willing to sacrifice to do it. And I'm not a gaming programmer. I have friends who are, so I know how awful it can be to do all the things we're talking about in the mindset of developer hours spent. But at the same time, if you're still actively investing money so that you can make a profit, this kind of seems like a no-brainer. It kind of seems like something you would have figured out a million years ago.
Yeah. It would literally be, I have no idea what I'm talking about. It feels like it would literally be just putting in another window when you go to purchase something. And maybe that's what they don't want to do, is because you don't want to make people think more before they spend money, right? Because maybe you go, oh, I'm going to buy this pack. And then it pops up, oh, do you want to support a content creator? You go, oh, I do want to support a content creator. Who should I support? And then you go and think about it, and then you don't come back to the window. So maybe that's what the fear is like, you know what I mean? Like they want to put as few restrictions between you and your wallet as humanly possible, which I get from a predatory perspective. But I don't know, it would be pretty cool. And you'd get the content creators pushing stuff more, right? Like obviously I'm going to tell you, oh, this is a great value, you should do this if I get something out of it. Not like, that sounds like I'm a dick. I get that. That's probably doesn't sound great. But you know what I mean? Like, it would be a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah,
also,
Rello,
you got permaban from Cleaning Agent? He's the nicest guy. How did you do that? How did you piss off Cleaning Agent?
That goes back to what we were talking about earlier real quick, too, though, with the whole reinvesting in your community. Actually, shoot, I lost it. I had a really excellent point there, and I just totally forgot about it.
Sorry, Rello will do that.
No, so both Mobile Gamer and Valley Flying and the way they promote Amazon coins is literally that exact same thing you just said, right? But they're giving that money to Amazon, who then gives it to Valley and Mobile, as opposed to Scopely could cut that middleman out and give Valley and Mobile the same promotion and their streamers the same discount. And I don't think that anyone who is going to do something like that is going to have any issue figuring it out.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point.
So yeah, that's the weird part of that. But again, it could cost them $10 million to program something like that. And I'm, ignorant of the cost of programming and server space. And this game is already, held together by duct tape. So
I would love
I
to
might
hear
have,
that it doesn't cost $10 million something, which seems like it should be that easy. But again, I don't actually know. And maybe if it does, then I went into the wrong profession because $10 million to do something like that sounds kind of amazing. No,
yeah,
actually,
right. Well, and then,
permaband. The band Rello team is 1 point for the charity stream, and I can't last 5 minutes in there. That's amazing.
so, uh, but yeah, to me, it just seems like it's really weird because it sometimes seems like they care, and then it also sometimes seems like they don't. And as a person who likes making money running a business, that, not including my stream, that's fun for me. I guess axe throwing's fun too, but my dinner's on the line with my axe throwing job. I can stream all day, and you know, if no one watches, I'm fine. But
Yeah.
it's one of those deals where, like, as somebody who runs a business for a living, it just seems super lazy to not invest in something like that when there's clearly a demand for it, because other content creators have found ways around your restriction of doing that. Well, sorry, not your restriction, Scopely's restriction.
I know. I,
I
I
think
was with you. I was with you.
my phone, and it muted me.
All good. Do you want to take 10 seconds and hype up your battle your axe throwing business? I don't even know where you are. Like, I'm assuming American. I think you said you're East
Yeah,
Coast. Eastern
yeah.
Standard, you
So I
mean?
mean, yeah, Eastern Standard Time, but I have no problem telling people about the axe throwing range because I've loved this place since I started working here. I run an axe throwing business, part of the World Axe Throwing League in Valley View, Ohio, by the name of Lumber Legends Cleveland Axe Throwing, and we're
You're not even
about
that far.
I think I'm a 8 to 10 minute drive from downtown.
Sorry, I
If
meant from
you if
me. Ohio is not
Oh
that
yeah.
far.
Oh, I've been up to the Great White North a few times out there. It's back before COVID, but I used to go with my family every spring for a fun vacation to the falls and stuff like that on the Canadian side.
Nice.
It was awesome. Love, love, love Canada. I'm also an Eagle Scout, so like the nature part of that really calls to me as well. Um, but but I had something for that. Shoot, I was watching your Apocalypse wreck faces, and I lost my train of thought. Uh,
It's all good. I totally derailed you with that comment.
Axe throwing, that's right. So we're about 10 minute drive south of Cleveland. I've been trying to get for since I started talking and watching with T Dub in the afternoons when I have some time. He's a darts player. I keep telling him every time he comes out to Cleveland, he's got to come throw some axes. But it's a lot of fun. It's super safe. We rent space by the hour. We are, if you go look us up, we're the highest rated axe throwing venue in, I want to say the state of Ohio, but I know I'm the highest rated axe throwing range everywhere. And what I mean by that is we have a 4.9 star review with over 20, I'm going to keep it safe, 2,400 reviews total.
Okay.
I think my review under 3 stars in the last about 8 years have are under 20. And then you'll look around at other axe throwing places in my general area, and they'll all have 5 stars, which is super suspicious. But they only have like 50 to a couple hundred reviews. So we have some of like the most dedicated staff. We have 8 years of experience per staff member, basically, because we've all been here for forever.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're the best teachers in the industry that are not world champions. And I've had world champions both employed for me in the past and have thrown here. So it's not something that we've never had before.
Sure.
And actually, 3 out of the last 5 world champions live within a 20-minute drive of where I live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty nuts how the Midwest gets with their I don't want to say silly sports because it's not really a silly sport. It's giant darts. It's very visceral. But like pool, I have a friend. Her and I have been friends since we were in high school, and she is a competitive pool player. But when she started a few years ago, they made it to their first Vegas tournament, and she was rated as a 2, which is like one step up from a pure beginner.
Okay.
So that's how she filled out her application for their Vegas tournament. Their whole team gets there. It was their first time, and the they basically review your matches and things like that, however they're entered in their system. But essentially, everyone in the Midwest of the United States that qualifies for something like that goes up 2 points in skill when they get to Vegas. So
Okay.
out of a scale from 1 to 5, she was a 2. She got bumped up to a 4 as soon as she stepped off that plane, because anyone from the Midwest, just we have nothing to do most of the time. So whatever
Yep.
we like to do, we
You
get
go hard.
crazy good. Yeah, that's why, like, I want to say it was something crazy like 60% of American astronauts come from the American Midwest, like
Oh, wow.
between Kansas and PA and anything north or south in between. John Glenn was an Ohio native. There was one of the first moon landings was Ohio natives. So yeah, people really like to leave Ohio and take their awesome abilities with them.
You said John Glenn, and my brain went to somebody else. I can't think of who, but not
John
who I
Glenn
was
was the
thinking of.
first, yeah, man to orbit the Earth for NASA, and then I want to say it wasn't Buzz
Yeah.
Aldrin. I know that wasn't the right one, but one of the first men on the moon came from. It was either Ohio or PA. I don't want to misspeak now as a history person and get it wrong.
Yeah, I know for sure.
I did that the other day, and Rolf roasted me. Rolf roasted me. It was super funny. I said something about Monopoly Go being like the first mobile game to crest $1 million or $1 billion rather, and of course I was wrong. I read something about it, and they were the fastest mobile game to hit $1 billion.
Gotcha.
But oh boy, he was sending me some super funny links and stuff like that. He roasted me in about 30 seconds, and it was so funny. But I have to remember sometimes that I'm live, and if I misspeak like that, I could be misrepresenting something or giving people bad information. So
I misspeak
I
all the
always try to
time. Don't just go for it. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Oh, right. But I just like to try to be, when I'm talking money and numbers, I like to try to be close. Price is right rules is what I like to go by. Closest without going over.
Fair. That didn't stun him. That's
But yeah,
not
that
gonna
was
be
a
good for
really
me.
fun interaction. Yeah, he sent me like a little screenshot with every NetEase game on it, like all the Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And like, this is what they made last month. And I'm like, oh no, I must have misspoke. And I Googled it, and it was like, oh, fastest game. Alrighty, guys. I'm looking at my time. I don't have any bookings, but I do have to start getting things ready. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to step out of here, gang. Thank you so much for letting me come and hang out with you guys and talk
Absolutely.
Marvel Strike Force economics. We got to come up with a term for that, MSFonomics or something like that. I don't know, because they are different than regular economics. But again, first of all, too, I'm super happy that you shared that link to your second channel, because I totally did not realize that our rating was on a second channel. So I'm going to go follow that as soon as I get off this fun Discord call with you guys. But thanks you again for coming. Let me hang out Wednesday.
Anytime.
Y'all should come hang out with me. It's free for you. You could win the Mackie Mainstream audio board. And yeah, it's just, I always have fun hanging out with you guys over here. So thank you so much for letting me kick it and kill some time and have some fun chatting with you. And I'll give you guys my normal sign out here, friends. Long days, pleasant nights, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.
Cheers, Roland. Great talking to you. That has been Roe of Gilead, has been hanging out with me for a good chunk of the morning. I don't know how long exactly, but probably at least an hour or so. Great streamer. Make sure you go give him love. Somebody give him a shout out. That'd be amazing. He's going to be having, as he said, an event going on this Wednesday for his second anniversary as a Marvel Stritch player. Make sure you go check that out. He's got a lot of fun things planned for that, including some interactive games. He's got some prizes he'll be giving away, which is amazing. So make sure you go do that. I do not have a ban Rello button. I actually shockingly like Rello over here. He was one of the first people to come and support the channel, so I don't have a problem with him. But if you guys all want to get rid of him, go for it. I don't care. Whatever. I turned real quick on him and just there. Cleaning Agent's also doing a charity event right now. I know most of you probably already checked that out, but on the off chance you haven't, go and make sure you do check that out. Appreciate Zero. What is up? Not a whole lot. Just hanging out on a Saturday morning. I think we're done everything we can do in Marvel Strike Force at the moment, unfortunately. We are like one character away from going into DD8 Villain Global, I think is the next one up. But unfortunately, we are not able to get that done just now. We got no raids to do. We got no wars to do. So I think we're ready to move on. I was going to play some Alien Isolation, but I'm going to check in with the family really quick first. So unfortunately, I'm going to throw you guys on ads. Are you playing on mobile? No, right now I'm playing on BlueStacks. I do play it on mobile. I've got it on my phone, but right now I'm playing on BlueStacks. Try, but I can't shout out here. Well, all right. Let me give him a shout out. Roland said a word. Where is the shout out button on this thing? The nice thing. There you go. Everybody go give Roland a shout out. Not a shout out. Go give Roland a click, a follow, a thing. He's awesome. He deserves it. I'm going to throw you guys on. Oh, I can't throw you on ads. I'm going to throw you on my own personal ad for like a minute. Go see what the family's up to. And then we might switch over to Alien Isolation. If you want to hang out with me for a little bit, that'd be awesome. If you want to go check out Cleaning Agent's stream, that's fine too. He's a great guy. He's a good friend of the show. But a lot of people have told me they don't know that I've got a second YouTube channel. So I have a second YouTube channel. It is the movie channel. It's where the episodes of R Rating end up after I've done editing them. That's the show I do with Cleaning Agent and Run 7. If you want to follow me over there, that'd be amazing. We are very, very close to 100 subscribers. I think if Roland actually does follow through with that subscription, he will be 99. One of you could be 100. That would be greatly appreciated. I'll be back in a minute or two. I'm going to say don't go anywhere, but I mean, if you want to, go for it. You do you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mongooli Show. If this is your first time here, let me introduce myself. My name is Dan. You can call me Mongooli. We do a lot of fun things on this channel. We play a lot of Marvel Strike Force, probably way too much if I'm being honest, but it is the bread and butter of the channel. However, we do also like to touch on things like new games coming out on the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox, even some Steam. We do once in a while go back and play some retro gaming, which is a lot of fun. We even talk about movies, TV shows, things coming out. Once, I even went outside and touched grass. Nope. We usually hang out on Saturday mornings and a couple other times throughout the week as my schedule allows. Hit that follow button so you know when we're going live so that you can come hang out, but don't take my word for it. Here's what some other great content creators have to say about the Mongooli Show.
Mongooli is rapidly becoming one of my favorite new content creators in Marvel Strike Force.
Who the f*** is Mongooli?
I'm sorry, what did you say? Mongooli? Who's Mongooli?
Mangoli. Mangolui.
Mobley? Mongooli? Shut up!
Mowgli. Let's see, Mongooli show. Oh, that's not, yeah, he's not a sponsored streamer.
Mongooli, turns out, is not Red Guardian.
The Mongooli.
It turns out Mongooli's just Mongooli.
Have you guys seen the Mongooli show? If not, go and check him out.
What kind of name is Mongooli?
It's an O. The Mongooli show. Show some support to the Mongolio show.
Can you shout out Mongu, whatever that guy's name is?
Anyways, hit that follow button so that you never miss an episode so you know when we go live. That'd be greatly appreciated. Or head over to youtube.com/The Show. Hit subscribe over there so you can see some back episodes as well as event videos, stuff like that coming out in the future. If you do see me live, make sure you say hello. It is greatly appreciated. And as always, everybody, good luck to you.
Mongooli is the coolie.
Hey, welcome back. I love to see the chat interacting more when I'm not around than when I am. By an Irishman, thank you so much for the follow. Let's get a Bean Boozle in us. Pray it's a good one. Actually, it's not bad. Fix your game, Javier, you cheap, lazy, half-bred, spicy. What the fuck? Tobacco field, I don't even know what the hell you're saying. Nor do I really care. Moving on. You was in the chat for the Valley Flying clip. Nice. Yeah, he raided me. I think that was the first time he raided me. And it was just one of those, like, I should go back and check the VOD on that, because, like, Valley is not well known for getting names right on his first try. It's like, went back and checked it, and sure enough, I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. That worked out perfectly. All right, let's switch over to Alien Isolation, because there's nothing left to do in Marvel Strike Force. So we'll lower this and raise up one of these. Is that racism? I don't even understand what the hell half of what he's saying even means. I mean, I'm even nervous to, like, look it up. I'm legitimately nervous to even Google it if you're saying it's something that nasty, but whatever. Do I look Mexican? All right, output device. Hopefully that will have worked. Go away. And let's kill the music, because that's going to be awfully off-putting for the scenery that we're looking for. The vibe, as it were. You can tell a film... you can tell it's a film in Mexico. There we go. Press any key. Options. Game, video, audio. Control scheme. Derp. I don't care about that. Streamer bot fails all the time. It's fine. Color, ultra. It looks good. Looks like the button is moving, so you guys are getting the sound. Steam store. Curious. Let's go play game. Alien Isolation or Survivor mode. I think we're just doing the main campaign on this one. We'll start a new game. Still a challenge, but one you may survive. Okay, so do we go for the story so that we can get it done in time for the episode? Or do we make it harder because the recommended way to experience the game? Okay, that sounds accurate. Let's go for the recommended. Very stoked to listen to Alien while I get set up. All right, adjust the slider until the Sieg-Son logo is barely visible. I don't even see a logo. Where's the Sieg-Son? Oh, there we go. There, that's barely visible. Against the black background. I'm going to turn these lights down just a little bit, too, because... maybe that's a little too much. You know, I can adjust them separately. I'm going to turn the one that's in my eye down a little bit, and the one off to the side can stay the same. That's fine. Have I mentioned how much I love these lights? All right, so that one can go up a little bit. There, okay. So you can still see me, but I'm not looking directly into a light while trying to pay attention to the darkness. Win. All right, entity confirm. Maintenance jack can be used to divert power inside of it. Oh, right. We need to change the level. We're not playing Marvel Strike Force anymore.
Final report of the commercial starship Nostromo. Third officer reporting. The other members of the crew: Kane, Lambert, Parker, Brett, Ash, and Captain Dallas are dead. Cargo and ship destroyed. I should reach the frontier in about 6 weeks. With a little luck, the network will pick me up. This is Ripley. Last survivor of the Nostromo. Signing off.
Yeah, it sounds great. Is there a way to change this? Yes.
Ripley? I'm Samuels. I work for the company. It's about your mother. We think we may have found her, Amanda.
I was gonna say, that doesn't look like Sigourney Weaver, but okay.
A commercial vessel, the Anisadora, has recovered what we believe to be the flight recorder unit of the Nostromo.
Where?
Zeta Reticula.
What did it tell you?
We don't know. The unit was taken to Sevastopol station. It's proprietorial material, so the company wants it to be collected as soon as possible. Sevastopol's a supply depot in the region. It's a permanent free port facility.
I know what it is.
Transit's arranged. There's a courier ship called the Torrens heading out that way in 2 days. We're going to travel out.
We?
Me and another exec. And you, if you're willing. Look, Ripley, when this job came across my desk, I read the case history. I know why you're working in the region where she went missing. You're still looking, aren't you? I've been clear.
Looks fantastic.
To offer you a place on the Torrens if you want to come along. Maybe there'll be some closure for you.
Looks really good. Sorry, I just need to check something real quick. It's not running quite as well as I feel like it should. Leave that open. Let's close Strike Force just because it's just taking up resources it doesn't need to. Probably not a ton, but enough. All right. Let's get back to it. And actually, let's change it to that. There. A Ripley. Not just any Ripley. Explore the Torrens. Alright. Been playing Dead Space recently, which is a freaky game, but obviously you can fight in that one. I feel like it's going to be weird playing a game where you can only run away. Verlaine, Kudak 1, Connor, Kudak 2, Samuels, Taylor Ripley, 01, I don't know what the WY would be. I'm playing the remake right now. I started playing it on the 24-hour stream. It's fantastic. It's really good. I never beat it when it first came out. I did play it, but I never beat it, so I think I'm already further than I was, which is kind of cool. Verlaine, you on the lookout of a navigation office? For a navigation officer? I have a friend that's just lost his ship. I can vouch for him. He's good papers. Same old story. So is this one of the games where like counting the story is probably going to matter a lot if I actually read these things, right? This is probably going to be important in some capacity. Same old story. The megacorps undercut him, picked up all his clients. Contracts are getting harder to come by for smaller companies, and I'm thinking of getting out myself while I still have something to sell. Sounds like you're doing okay, though. Dropped by the docks and heard you just shipped out. Sevastopol station? What a shithole. Still, I hear Wayland Yutani pay well. Good luck if you can't beat him, right? Let's catch up when you get back. Blaine. Stop it. There's something going on with the sound, which I'm not loving. Like, it's just kind of crackling a little bit in my ears. I don't know why. We can turn subtitles on. Oh, I don't... I don't want to have subtitles on if it's going to be, like, alien sounds show up in the subtitles, but if it's just going to be, like, what people are saying, then that could be handy. That sound was going to drive me insane. I don't know. Can you guys hear it like that? I assume you can. Why else would you hear anything different? But it's just like... I don't say it's cutting in and out, but it's just acting weird. Dynamic range? My GPU and CPU aren't even fully maxed out. Like, they're not struggling by any stretch. I don't know why it's weird.
Ah, Ripley.
Samuels, did you wake up early?
Well, I don't really need as much sleep.
What the fuck? Okay, no, this is awful. I don't know why... I don't know why this would change anything. Put in borderless?
As the rest of you. I was just inspecting the Torrens facilities. A well-maintained ship. I realize it's a very similar model to...
The Nostromo.
Yes. M-class. A later pattern, but...
Yeah, I... Can you guys hear it? Like, I don't know what that sound is, but it is not okay. It's actually running worse now. It's running significantly worse now. Oh, that's a fair point. We can turn Discord chat off. I don't know why that would make a difference, but you never know.
Close, Inspector.
I've worked engineering jobs on ships like this.
Of course. Is Taylor up yet? She's not a seasoned traveler. Hypersleep may have.
Jeez, that is awful. Okay, let's close as much as we can. We don't need that open. We don't need that open. We can restart that. I'm gonna lose chat for a second, but so be it. We don't. Spotify we can lose. Settings we can lose. Do like having that open. I don't really need that, I guess, if we're seeing that it's working okay. I guess we can lose Discord. See if that makes a difference. Is your monitor sound higher than usual from adjusting for Discord chat?
Haven't seen her.
I'm positive we're making it worse, so that's cool. So if those don't have any effect, we might as well have them on as high as we can. We do have to apply this. Yes. Audio.
Go check on her.
There's not really any way to run or jump. I'm literally just walking around.
Taylor.
I'm gonna restart the game. I don't know what's going on, but this is miserable. That sucks. Okay, please work. Like, that sounds brutal. Which, like, you could kind of attest to, like, oh, it's just part of the game, but no, that's awful. I gotta load up a different game and see if it's doing it for other games as well, because we weren't really listening to Marvel Strike Force, so it didn't have any negative sounds there. Hiding is only ever a temporary solution. Fair. You'd like that, wouldn't you? What? Like it's paused it. It's absolutely getting worse. Why do I keep going to load mission? Are you guys? You're hearing what I'm hearing, right? I'm not. Like, is it coming through for you as well? It's not a headphone problem, right? Just crackling. Okay, that is miserable. 1 second. Let's. Okay, yeah. Let's try a different. Well, no. Let's to the internet first and foremost. Let's see if there's a common fix for this, or if it's a problem or something. Switching my monitor to 60 hertz mode and playing with VSync, it completely fixes all the sound glitches. Motion blur, fuck that. Didn't realize there's more options. There's so much screen. Why would you have to scroll when there's this much screen? Come on, game. Get it together. What? Why does it keep closing on me? Okay, let's close isolation. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's try any other game and see what happens. That's really frustrating that it doesn't work. I can't tell if I want this to also not work or if I want this to work just fine. Because if this also doesn't work, then there's something wrong in my settings that I can fix. And if this works fine, then there's something wrong with that game. Also, we did hit 100 followers on the Mongoolies movie show, so thank you all very, very much for doing that. That's incredible. It's nice to celebrate the little things. All right. Well, this is taking a lot longer to load than I would have thought. Did I screw something up? Alien isolation, sound crackling. Ah, there we go. Audio won't stop crackling and popping. I've never had performance issues with this game. I can run on the highest settings with no frame rate drops despite it being run on my laptop, but even the audio keeps crackling. Interesting. So this is crackling now too. Okay, that actually is potentially a good thing, as weird as that sounds. Because that means I just recently changed some settings, and that means that one of the settings I changed messed up. Not display settings. What did I change? I'm going to open up my Discord chat again. If you're able to jump in and tell me what you think would fix this, that would be amazing, Dadpool. If not, I totally understand. The audio card might be getting too hot, is what this person's saying. Make sure turbo boost is disabled. Huh. Stupid thing is, I know I just did this like a couple of days ago, trying to get it to run better, and I don't remember exactly what I did. My Discord is now not loading, which is super awesome. There we go. There's the NVIDIA control panel. Or not. Okay, let's close this. because that's who's going to be eating a ton of resources. Low latency mode is on. Anything else worth changing? Power to performance and system settings can help. I doubt anything we just did is enough to matter, but because it only takes a second. Nope, that's still terrible. Okay, I did a backup a little while ago. How do I create a restore point? How do I go back to the point that I made a restore point of? Like, how do I find the restore point? There we go. Once started, system restore cannot be interrupted. Do you wish to continue? Yes. Because everything was running fine. I was just trying to get Fortnite to run a little bit faster. And I followed an internet video to try and do that. But if it's going to fuck with my sound, that's not okay. Fingers crossed. I'm a little surprised he can do